Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Ass Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show, thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93
F you till Monday. That's the slogan we live by around here on the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show, and we encourage you to have the same approach, if in fact you don't already. F you till Monday. Don't call, don't text. Unless somebody dies, we don't care. And even then, it depends on who died. You're a wonderful crowd. We hope you understand it's nothing personal. It's just business. Just business. Our whole F you Monday approach. But here we are, so we might as well. Everyone's talking about the kiss cam cheaters who were caught in the act, so to speak, at a Coldplay concert. What do you make of these two folks, Josh?
Well, things went bad for them unexpectedly and very quickly. There's a lot of information coming out, so it's misinformation, confusing information on exactly the relationship between these two.
Yeah.
If you missed it, I'm sure you haven't at this point. There's a couple, they're at a Coldplay concert. A dude is behind this lady, and he's kind of hugging her from behind. They're swaying to the music. And they throw up a kiss cam. They're taking video of the crowd.
Sure.
And they realize they're up on the Jumbotron, and both of them react in a way as if a sniper was coming after them.
Dude dove down like you said, like a missile was coming or something.
He was the most ridiculous. He essentially dives off to the side like he's avoiding a grenade.
Just barrel rolls.
Big smiles on their faces until they realized they were on the Jumbotron.
Oh, yeah, they were having a great time.
At a Coldplay concert in, was it Boston?
I think so, yeah. And then the girl kind of turns and puts her back to, she faces the other side, so the camera's not seeing her face. But you can tell from, a little bit she's smiling.
Yeah, they were both having a great time until they ended up on the video screen.
Yeah, until the internet took control.
That's the thing, right? Everyone said, well, that was a weird reaction. I've got audio of, Chris
Martin.
Chris Martin, when he saw what was going on.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
So
he's English. I couldn't understand him.
He's like, what's going on? Either they're having an affair or they're very shy. That's how people are wondering, well, that's a strange reaction. Something must be going on. And then their internet sleuths figure out there's this guy, he's the CEO of a company, and she's the HR person. And at first they were saying he's cheating on his wife. And I've seen it both, I've seen no, they're both divorced, but it's inappropriate because of their work relationship. So I don't know exactly what's happening there. But at first that was the situation. But even so, the guy's wife or ex-wife, she deactivates her social media. Everybody deactivates it. Then there's a statement issued that they supposedly was from the company. Now the company's saying, no, we never issued that. That's fake. So
yeah, it's a fake statement.
So for sure fake?
Yes.
So there's so much information out there, but at first the story was these two are cheating on their spouses and they got busted at a Coldplay concert.
Something's up for sure. You don't act like that.
Oh, no,
just
you're
for
right.
Fun. Yeah, and what's great about it is that if they didn't react like that, nothing would have happened.
That's the thing. Right? Had they just kind of stayed there, nobody would have thought twice about it.
Yeah, I mean, certainly ex-husbands, ex-wives, or current husbands, current wives, of the two of them personally, would have been upset and certainly had something to say. But complete strangers' social media wouldn't have teed off on them the way. I'm a little curious as to why these two are being picked on at this level. I mean, I've seen things like this before online. There was a scenario very close to this that happened right here in town with a prominent sports figure.
I think part of it is that they were at a Coldplay concert, so the memes are just to die for. Like this one right here, someone said, Coldplay hasn't made a single in years. Last night, they made 2.
That's a good joke. It's weird.
Oh, offended millennial Jesus said, I guess the CEO did issue an apology, but he was apologizing for being a Coldplay fan. Maybe that's what he was embarrassed about.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just a little surprised how huge this has become, where I've seen things like this before. Maybe it's because this guy is such a big shot. Maybe it was because it was Coldplay. But again, I'm not going to say this character's name out loud, but it wasn't that long ago we talked about it. A prominent sports personality here in town had almost the exact same thing play out a few years ago. And it became a big story here in town for 3-4 days, but then it disappeared. So why is social media blasting these two into the stratosphere?
I think just because the video is so hilarious.
It is funny. Don't get me wrong. It's funny.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the number one reason. This is the reaction.
And people are criticizing the reaction, but, I mean, it was just a split-second thing. I'm sure if they thought about it for a second.
Oh, you can't second-guess these people unless you've been in that exact same situation.
I think most people would do the same thing when they realize, just try and get out of the way.
You're being ridiculous if you think you would have handled it better. You would have had to have been 1,000% prepared.
Yeah.
No one's prepared for that moment. No one should be second-guessing their response, because how in God's name would you know what to do in that situation unless you're thinking about it at that very moment?
I told you guys before that guys react. Is this on 93x.com, by the way, Ashley?
Yes, it is.
Okay. If you haven't seen it, check, especially the guy's reaction is very funny. But I did the exact same thing when a neighborhood kid that likes to talk a lot showed up and rang our doorbell. I did the same thing to dive out of the way of the door and immediately thought, why was that my initial reaction?
And then didn't you sit there for a couple minutes and wait till you knew the coast was clear?
Oh, I pulled up my camera on my phone, and as soon as I saw him leave, I went back to what I was doing.
It's funny because my wife and I, 20 years ago, we're at a Wild game together, just as friends, and they're panning around, in between whistles and showing the crowd, right? The typical gimmick at a ball game. And she said to me, if we get up on the big screen, I'll be mortified. And it was because she never likes her appearance, every picture of her, she's like, oh, I look stupid. Like Cubby.
Yeah, but I'm right. She's drop dead gorgeous. There's no way she looks bad in a picture.
Well, she's one of those that has that mindset. She hates herself in pictures. And so she tells me, if we end up on the big screen, I'll be so upset, so disgusted. And sure as hell, bingo, we're up on the Jumbotron, and she dove, just like you're describing you with the neighborhood kid, Josh, she dove down onto the feet of everyone in our row.
Oh, my gosh.
To avoid being on the big screen. Yeah, it's ridiculous. If you're online saying, oh, I would have handled that better, you got your head up your ass. That couple was totally taken by surprise. I do feel sympathy for them because all this personal stuff about them shouldn't be friggin' worldwide now.
Yeah, they shouldn't be harassing their families.
Come on.
I'm just being a girl's girl. I'm telling his wife, no, you're harassing her.
It shouldn't be like this, where your friggin' personal business is now common knowledge from one end of town to the other, but that's social media for you. But I have a question, Josh. Whatever happened to filthy hotel rooms? Whatever happened to rest stops? Whatever happened to minivans? Now we're taking our side piece to live concerts?
I did get a little suspicious yesterday because I was telling my husband about this, and the first words out of his mouth was, "Why would they do that there?"
Yeah.
I'm like, where would they? Where should they do it? Huh?
A concert?
Yeah, I mean, just go. You're right. Like, go, but they shouldn't have been showing intimacy, you're saying? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, Nick, I feel bad for them, too. I mean, I have no idea. Maybe they're dirtbags, and this is karma coming at them, but their lives are upended for sure, and the families' lives.
That's a nightmare. That's not the way it should be.
They look happy together.
Yeah.
They sure did look at. You're right. They should be together.
Somebody asked, like, do you think that they had one last night together, knowing that this was all going to blow up, possibly?
I wonder if they knew. Like, I wouldn't think about it. I wouldn't think that's going to make social media and certainly be, like, the most talked about thing in the country for a little bit here.
Yeah.
So maybe they knew what?
She was saying, I wonder if they had one last night together. And I would never assume, let's say that was me, I would never assume this was going to go viral. I mean, I was on a Jumbotron at a concert. I wouldn't think, like, all of a sudden the world's going to be talking
It's insanity is what it is. It's insanity. Now, I will second guess them in one particular department. If I take my side piece to a concert and they kick the kiss cam on or whatever, or the crowd cam, whatever, I'm going to make sure we're sitting in a dark corner of that arena.
Yeah, that's so true.
That I will second guess them on. When the love song starts, my side piece and I are not going to be standing up and swaying back and forth while embracing each other. We are going to be in a dark corner.
They would have been better off just making out on camera. I mean, nobody would have thought anything about it.
Maybe if they're swallowing each other's faces, they wouldn't have been recognized.
Yep.
But it shouldn't come to this. I hate this bit. I hate this bit where social media just attacks and attacks and attacks until neither one of these people are going to be able to go have a beer at their neighborhood bar without someone saying, hey, aren't you the guy? That sucks. That really sucks.
Not to mention, there's probably maybe, I don't know how many people are at a Coldplay concert, but let's say 3 other couples doing the exact same thing.
Woo!
They just missed the cut.
Yeah. Didn't think of it that way.
Hey, babe, we should probably get out of here.
Oh, God, they got the cheat cam. That's what they should write on that thing now when they have the lower third or whatever you call it. They should write it the cheat cam. Just go around.
I saw another meme that it was like a fake message from Coldplay that said, we apologize for the inconvenience. Going forward, we will have a designated side piece section at all of our concerts.
Oh, that was fake?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought that was clever on their part. That was fake. Yeah, that's the thing. There's so much different information coming out. Who knows what's true?
People are saying it's a big deal because they're co-workers. Well, again, that sports figure that I was referring to here in town a few minutes ago, they were also co-workers. They were also caught on a big Jumbotron.
Well, that's what we were saying, right? This guy's the CEO and she's the head of HR. And so that's part of the controversy. And then, of course, the other is they may have been cheating on spouses, depending on what information you believe.
Yeah, same thing here in town. What a nightmare. But again, whatever happened to just meeting at the highway rest stop?
Yeah, motels that charge by the hour, that kind of thing.
Like the doors that just open right into the parking lot.
The doors that open right into
that type of motel.
Yeah.
A motel.
Yeah, you can't go through the lobby.
A classic motel.
And you check in under assumed names.
Right. The park and ride.
Oh, I've heard that's a big one.
Whatever happened to the park and ride?
That is a big one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've told this before, but a buddy of mine, he's a police officer, and he was in an unmarked squad, and they were, you know, when catalytic converters weren't safe. If you had one, it was going to be gone. It's just, you should just remove it yourself.
Did that trend finally slow down?
At least it's not publicized anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe, but forever it was like so many people were getting ripped off. So, you know, you're a thief. You just bring a Sawzall to a park and ride, and it's Disneyland for you.
Right.
So they would camp out at these park and rides, and what they were surprised to find out is how many people were having affairs at the park and ride.
Yeah.
It was. He's like, I caught more of that than I did catalytic converter thieves.
That's where my buddy takes them. Park and ride, and they do it in the car, like they're in 10th grade.
Romantic.
Well, I mean, it works for them.
If you're ever in this situation that this unfortunate couple are, this is great advice from Karen Rogers as a douche Jesus. So if you've seen the video, you see, again, the guy's behind her, and he's kind of cradling her. She's swaying in front of him. He should have just pretended he was doing the Heimlich maneuver on her, and he'd be a hero. CEO saves HR lady's life.
Wow.
That's genius.
Great idea. Hey, he should have said to his side piece, his coworker side piece. Okay, I want to stand up, embrace you from behind, and sway back and forth to this love song. But just in case we're caught on camera, put this half a hot dog in your mouth. And if we're caught on camera, I will Heimlich you, you spit it onto the crowd below, and the story will be a completely different vibe the following morning.
All right, we have an answer on catalytic converters from dealer mechanic Jesus. He said 2 to 3 years ago, minimum once a week, a car rolled in with one cut. He hasn't seen one in over a year.
Oh, wow.
Now
That's
it's all
good.
street lights. We've moved on to street lights. We're taking the copper out of those.
Yeah, there's not a single street light that hasn't been hit yet.
St. Paul especially.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's so bad.
Where else did we used to take our side action? I covered the rest areas, hotels,
Parks.
Minivans, cars, parks.
Oh, yeah, there was a park where there was some scandal.
Yeah.
Like with a politician. And then they went after the poor cop. They said the cop was lying. Or it wasn't a normal police officer. It was, I can't remember exactly his title. But they're like, no, this guy's making it all up.
What?
And he got some crap for that for a bit until it was proved that they really were having an affair.
Sometimes we would just go into the woods. You ever take a side piece just deep into the woods?
Yeah, and back in the day.
No?
Oh, sometimes we would just go into the
Nah,
woods.
too many bugs.
I've never had an official side piece, so. But I did make whoopee outdoors once. And it was a miserable experience.
Make whoopee. Come on.
And I had the mosquito bites on my backside.
Oh.
It's just unpleasant.
Your little hiney was exposed.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was like on a little walking bridge.
You know what else everyone's talking about? Lindsey Vonn. And her wardrobe malfunction the other night.
I mean,
Boy, is she built.
she really is.
Yeah.
How could you not predict that was going to happen with that dress? I mean, Ashley, you made that point off air yesterday. I
Yeah,
mean, that-
what did you think was going to happen, girl?
It's basically a wardrobe malfunction when you put it on correctly. I've never seen, I don't know.
Her dress opened up as she was hanging out at the ESPYs, and everyone saw her little underwears.
Yeah, the slit on her dress, it goes as high up as like her belly button.
Yeah.
Her sister was there to save her, luckily. But everybody saw it. And those were tiny underwear, by the way.
Very small.
So if, in fact, she was really upset by that attention, and I don't think she was. I mean, she's a 40-year-old woman. I don't think she's terribly fragile, Lindsey Vonn, where, oh, no, you saw my underwear. You know, I don't think that would bother a person like her. She seems like a pretty tough cookie, right?
Yeah.
But if it bothered her, boy, was she thankful for this Coldplay couple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No one gives a rat's ass about her underwears anymore. They're all talking about...
That's when you get lucky, right? Something like this, you're praying for a big news story. You know, nothing horrible where people are dying or anything like that, but you're praying for another one of these, a bigger scandal.
Vertically Challenged Jesus has texted in to volunteer to be your very first side piece, Josh.
If I could only be so lucky.
People are texting in saying here's a guy says I'd take my side action to the movie theater. Here's a gal who says I used to take my side man to a cemetery to get it on.
Oh.
That's cool.
It is? I wouldn't feel right about that.
A cemetery.
Depends where in the cemetery.
Right on
Like,
top
where would
of,
be appropriate for you?
Oh, like against a tree or something like that.
for
Stay
me.
away from the grave sites. Make sure you don't step on any of them.
Oh, no, I want to do it right on top of the grave of somebody I never liked. And hopefully they're watching and seeing me in the throes of passion. And they can't do anything about it. Want to know why, Ashley?
Why?
They're dead. You never wanted to do it on the graves of your enemies, Josh?
No.
Oh, I wanted to do it on I will one day. So
All
there
right, so
you go.
folks are explaining why there's a decline in catalytic converter theft. It's tougher to steal them, or sell them at this point. You got to have a title.
The
and
cops
things like
are on to you.
that. Yep.
The cops are on to them. Well, there you go. What else is going on? It's Friday, which means Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder. Special guest today, too. The Clay boy, Clay Matvick, is going to jump in with us. He's an old friend of the program. We always love hearing from Clay.
We're too polite to ask him, but I bet he'd have some side piece stories from back in his. Well, maybe did he have a relationship from back in the day?
I'm going to let you ask Clay about this.
No, I just said we're too polite to ask.
Oh, what's your question?
Did he have? He was one of those guys that, for me, at least in my experience with him, that wasn't going to commit. You know, he was very open about it.
When he and I were hanging out, he was a player.
Yeah. That's why, it's Clayboy. He had the Clayboy Mansion.
Clayboy Mansion. He was a pimp. People change, Cubby. He's a family man.
Now he's a family man.
Got kids and such. Man, the Clayboy.
It's kind of fun to watch that transformation in some of your buddies where you think, oh, that guy's never going to settle down. A friend of mine cheated on every single girlfriend he'd ever been with. And the most successful lady slayer I've ever met in my entire
Lady
life.
slayer.
I don't know what else to say.
He would make whoopee with a lot of different women. Yeah.
Intercourse. Mm-hmm. With several different women, cheated on every girl he'd ever been with, and then got married and was different guy. Never cheated, but he did get cheated on by his first two now ex-wives. So karma did come back to get him. But he took marriage very seriously.
Some folks would call that karma, wouldn't they?
Yeah, so there's some growth there. I thought for sure he was going to cheat on his wives, for sure. But he didn't.
It reminds, people have always said that a man will only change for the woman he wants to. He won't do it for anybody else.
Well, yeah, you can't make him change unless he wants to.
No, if he wanted to, he would.
That is some deep spiritual stuff right there.
It's like those guys who date, they have a 10-year-long relationship with somebody, and that goes down the drain. They never propose, they never do all the big steps, and then they get a new girlfriend, and then they're married, buy a house, have a baby within 3 years. It's that would hurt so much to be the long-term girlfriend before that. I'd be like, all right. So I just wasn't good enough at all.
Yeah, that would sting a tad, wouldn't it? Especially if you were waiting for that proposal.
Yeah.
We have a beloved former coworker who went the opposite, where this person never cheated until they got engaged. And it was almost record-setting at that point, because I think they felt trapped. Right at that point, they felt like, it's over. I'm not done,
Yeah, I'm not done with the banging of the randos.
I mean, it was crazy.
That's so what?
I'm gonna schedule 10, 12 of them on my calendar and rip through these before I get married. I remember who you're talking about.
And then it went into the marriage.
God bless her for that too. God bless her.
I know certain people who benefited from that, but. Holy heck, was there a change there?
I remember a number of years ago, me and a pack of my bros were hanging around at the Legion, and we got on the topic of cheating. I think because we suspected one of our buddies was folding something on the side, and so we were kind of trading our thoughts on that. And I don't know, maybe you had to be there, but after a long conversation on cheating, it evolved into how we would go about it if we ever did it. Well, if I ever cheated, I would just do here's how you don't get caught, you do this. Here's how you do get caught, you do that. And one of my buddies ended the conversation with a great line. He said, all I can tell you boys right now is if I ever do cheat on my wife, if I ever do, the last thing I'm going to do is tell you stupid dildos. And that was a great and very truthful statement. If you're gonna, keep your friggin' trap shut about it.
Do you ever, are you still in touch with the guy? You've told this story a few times before about a buddy of yours who instantly cracked and told his girlfriend in high school that he cheated on her?
That individual has passed on.
Oh, that's who that was?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's one of the greatest stories I've ever been involved in.
Well,
God
in that case,
dang.
Now, I know one of his relationships. In that case, was it her that he cheated on?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is that who he cheated with?
No.
Okay.
In high school, one of my best bros had just the most adorable girlfriend. Well, we were all two different levels jealous of him because his girlfriend was just so cute and just a fun gal. But she didn't believe in banging. She didn't want to do any banging. It's a real thing. Some of you are going, what? It's a real thing. Some people they're not ready for it. We're in high school. Number one, we were in high school. And my buddy, he really wanted to bang. He did. So it was frustrating. And he was a kid. They were both kids. So we go out of town for a hockey tournament. And this buddy of mine, Donnie did two things. I should say this. He was also a virgin at the time. Donnie was a virgin while dating this adorable girlfriend. And he wanted to, bust that loose like any teenage person. So we go out of town for a hockey tournament, and Donnie did two historic things that weekend. He bought beer underage for the first time, and he had sex for the first time.
Man, hell of a weekend.
Where was he? Had other people in your friend group already had sex?
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the earlier ones?
He was one of the last guys
one of the later ones?
To lose the V card. So he bought underage beer, and he had sex for the first time at this out-of-town hockey tournament, but not with his girlfriend. His adorable girlfriend, was back at home while we were playing out of town. But these girls showed up at our hotel room that thought we were a big deal because we were 6'1" tours. And this gal, my buddy Donnie, and this gal had sex. He cheated on his girlfriend. He did. He wanted to get laid. He's a young kid. He wasn't thinking straight. And the next morning, he was so guilt-ridden, he couldn't function. The next one, he felt so bad about what he had done because of his adorable girlfriend, sweetheart that she was, back at home. I mean, I'll give you an idea of how nervous he was. We had like a 10 a.m. hockey game on Sunday morning. We're leaving for home Sunday, but we got to play a game first, and it was like a 10 a.m. game. We walked into the locker room at 9 a.m. Donnie is fully dressed for the game. All of his gear on, mouth guard in, everything, hanging onto just gripping his hockey stick. And the coach even walked in and said, "What the hell are you doing? We got an hour before game time." That's how nervous and nerve-wracked he was about what he had done, and he expressed it to all of us. He's like, "I'm so disgusted with..." Donnie was a sweet guy. "I'm so disgusted with myself. I can't believe I've done this." We go home. The next day at school, I'm in the hallway with Donnie as we're walking into school after this historic weekend. His bubbly little girlfriend comes running up to Donnie and says, "I heard what you did this weekend."
I know what you did last summer.
And Donnie says, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. She meant nothing to me. I'm so sorry. Please, I love you. Oh my God, I've been beating myself up for 2 days over this. Please say you'll forgive me." And she says, "What are you talking about? I was gonna ask you about buying beer." And they both run away crying.
Oh man!
It was the greatest thing I'd ever seen in my life up to that point.
I'm so jealous that you were front row for that.
Oh!
Doesn't that sound like an episode of Saved by the Bell?
Oh, without a doubt.
It's like a TV show.
They did mend fences. Oh, it was rocky for a while, but they did get back together. But I think the other day, Ashley, you were saying something about when a guy in a relationship F's up real bad, it's kind of a benefit to the woman because then she can hold that over his head every minute of every day that they're together from that point on, right?
You've got ammo.
So I'll tell you this much about Donnie and his bubbly little girlfriend. They got back together, but from that point on, after he cheated on her, all she had to do was walk into a house party and look at him, and he would leave.
Yep.
He was fully under her control at that point, where we would have, huge keggers and fun things like that in high school, and if Donnie wasn't there, we knew why. But God help us, Josh. Thank you for bringing that up. That was such a marquee movie-like moment.
I can't believe after all these years I never even asked which one of your friends it was. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That would suck. And I could totally see doing exactly what he did.
He was so out of his mind, stressed by the situation. and he completely impaled himself in the high school hallway.
All right, so you mentioned the two of them had not been intimate.
Yes.
Somebody texted and said, did bro ever hit that?
That's a good question. I really don't think so, because...
Not even worth the trouble.
In the end, I suppose it wasn't.
Especially in high school. I mean, it's not worth the trouble when you're that young.
I don't think... I don't know. They did stay together for quite a while after that drama, but she was a straight-laced gal that didn't dig the idea of getting after it.
Sure. That's a great question, though.
Yeah, that is.
Did bro ever get to hit that?
That's a fair question. There's one more quick funny story about Donnie and that girlfriend. Before the cheating happened, they were at a Twins game. Twins were playing the Yankees at the old Metrodome. And again, Donnie so badly wanted to get laid. And she kept saying, no, I'm not ready for that. So they're watching this Twins-Yankees game at the old Metrodome. And Donnie says... There's a random New York Yankee at the plate, and Donnie turns to her and says, if this guy hits a home run, will you have sex with me? And she said yes. She didn't mean it, but she said yes. He thought she meant it, and the sumbitch hit a home run.
No way.
And he's the only guy at the Metrodome going, yes!
His new favorite player.
Oh my, and the crowd's going, shut up, you idiot, sit down. He's like, you don't understand. This is so big for me. But in the end, she said no. That was a cheap move on her part.
Empty promises.
What are the odds the guys are going to hit a homer?
Yeah, unless it's Aaron Judge or something.
Oh yeah, this was 1989 New York Yankees weren't what they are today. This was some JV dork who happened to hit a. Oh my God! All right. What a terrific crowd we got going out there. And we look forward to our visits this morning with Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder, and the Clayboy Clay Matvick. When we come back, we'll hit up the stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
93X
Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Assed Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show, thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Vince Colonnese is redefining news talk.
Hi, I'm Vince Colonnese, host of the Vince Podcast. These conversations where we can air all of this out without the filters, without the censors, without people with judgment, that's how you get a healthy country. Adult, reasonable, sober conversations. That's all I want.
In-depth interviews, live caller interactions, and a front row seat to the most important conversations of the day.
That's why I'm so grateful that we get to do this every day. You are really the best damn audience in media.
The Vince Show.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Right or wrong, we were following along with everyone else on planet Earth this morning. Right or wrong, we were talking about the Coldplay cheaters. That whole story. Sorry, bastards. I do feel bad for them. We started talking about cheating. Lots has changed. We used to cheat in hotels, park and rides, rest stops, in the backs of cars, movie theaters. Now we're cheating at live concerts. It took balls, and it backfired on them. While we were talking about cheating, one of our listeners texted in and said her old regular spot for cheating on her husband was she'd meet a guy at the cemetery in her neighborhood, and they'd get it smooth on. Here's an old Buddy Hackett joke that was texted into the program. I love that we have at least one person out there who remembers Buddy Hackett. I remember watching him on HBO when I was a kid, Josh. I don't remember the punchline, but the setup to the joke, Buddy Hackett said into a microphone in front of a live audience. This was the setup to the joke. I don't remember the punchline. The setup was, 2 guys from Cleveland were effing an owl. At any rate.
He was one of those guys where just his facial expressions could get me.
Oh, yeah. A listener texted in an old Buddy Hackett joke that plays right along with our conversation on cheating. The joke is, a cheating couple had sex on a flat tombstone at a cemetery. Shortly thereafter, the woman goes to the doctor with a backache. The doctor asked her, well, how old are you? And the gal said, well, I'm 22. And the doctor said, says right here on your ass that you died in 1785. Here's one of our listeners who got busted cheating. He was on a, quote, break in a relationship.
Oh, yeah. Those were so stupid.
You've been on relationship breaks?
Oh, gosh, yeah. My high school relationship, we were on a break like every other month.
So if he were to hook up with somebody during that break, would it bother you, or would you consider that cheating?
That's basically why we went on breaks.
So
to cheat?
Yeah.
or maybe not cheat, but to get with other people?
Exactly.
So you both made like you were just going to go home and think about it for a couple weeks, but really you both were interested in having sex with others.
It was so ridiculous.
Did you compare afterwards? The reason I ask is a friend of mine, they're married now, but he and his wife went on a break in college. They were high school sweethearts. They took about a year off. And it stings a little bit that she was very successful and he was not during that. I think we said it was about a year or maybe 9 months, their break. And he still sometimes thinks about that.
It was definitely the same kind of vibe.
It was?
Yep. Sorry.
Did you lie? Oh, so you were on the higher end than he was? Did you dummy it down a little bit, or were you honest about it?
I was not honest about it, no. But it would always come out eventually.
Just cut it in half?
Yeah. That was fun. That was a good time.
I've never experienced...
You're fun.
I've never experienced a relationship break like that where at least the mindset is to take some time to ourselves and think about... I've never been involved in that. Here's a listener who got busted during a break in a relationship by a Yelp review, is how he says it, a Yelp review. He said, I was at a place, a restaurant, and someone took a picture of the bar and put it on Yelp. In the picture, you could clearly see me and this chick kissing. That did not go over well with the gal I was on a break with.
God, what are the odds? So many things have to happen for that all to go through.
That is a text message from Deep Dickens Jesus.
Who's checking out the pictures on Yelp?
I do sometimes.
Do you really?
Yeah.
To look for your boyfriend making out with chicks at Applebee's?
No, I just like to scroll through them.
Boyfriend, you have a husband now. I'm sorry, Ashley.
You're good.
Well, she's got both.
All right. We've still got a good stretch of summer left before it turns cold and miserable again. Some of you might still be headed out for vacation summers. Some of you might still have a vacation plan before summer is over. If you're planning on a vacation in Boise, Idaho.
It's a big hot spot.
Right. If you're planning on a vacation in Boise, Idaho this summer, kind of a weird choice. But also, they say, watch your back if you make your way to Boise. Cops in Boise say there's a serial ass slapper on the loose. He's been going around on a dirt bike, smacking or grabbing women's ass cheeks, and then he guns it and gets the hell out of there.
What a low life. I've seen something like that in person, and it was awesome because it was a former coworker of ours, long, beautiful hair, very slight physique. And from the back, he did kind of look like a girl.
Oh, long, beautiful hair and a slight physique. This was a man.
This was a man. And so I was at a bar, and some guy comes up and grabs his ass to try, to be one of those guys. And he turns around, and he has a giant beard. And the look on both of their faces, I wish I had on a poster.
Oh. That's incredible.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Dude thought he was grabbing the ass of a gorgeous female.
And he's anything but. When he turned around.
No, he's not a gorgeous anything.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. With the giant beard and all that kind of stuff. It was awesome.
Well, did they?
They end up hooking up?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never followed up on that.
First off, who the hell walks up to a complete stranger in a bar and just grabs their ass?
Yeah, total a-hole. And has that ever worked? I mean, actually, if some guy grabs your butt, would you think, wow, that was a very brave and bold opening move. I want you.
Maybe it depends how intoxicated I am. I could see the more drunk I thinking it's funny.
No, yeah, I mean.
But sober, no.
I've made a similar mistake, Josh, to a less offensive level. I remember when we were in our early 20s, maybe, 5, 6 of us, just walked into the Minnesota State Fair on a gorgeous sunny day. And slightly ahead of us, as we're walking down one of the streets, I see long blonde hair and the tiniest little pair of jean shorts and a beautiful bubble trapped in those jean shorts, just pa-pa, 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 as they're walking down the street in front of us. And I said, boys, that's what we're after right there, fellers. Take a look. Woo-wee, am I glad we came to the fair, boys. Check that out right there. That's why I'm here. It was a guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had that happen at the
Once we caught up to him, Josh, it was a guy.
I had that happen at the Minnesota Zoo, but it was a guy wearing yoga pants. And it's the first time, maybe that's not the right way to call it if guys wear them, I don't know, but first time I ever saw something like that. And then they became more popular. I blamed him.
That's a little confusing.
Yeah. Well, you verbalize like, damn, look at that behind?
No, I was with my family. In my head, I thought, well, look at that. And I looked up. I mean, the butt's the first thing I saw on the yoga pants. And I didn't know guys ever wore those things. So then it was a gentleman.
That's what you do when you're with your family? You're checking out asses?
Pretty much, yeah.
Hey, Cubby, I always knew you were cool. So, again,
it's not even a conscious thing. You know how it is. It just happens sometimes.
Of course.
You're drawn to it.
It's natural. You're only human. So, again, in Boise, Idaho, there is a serial ass slapper on the loose. He's got a dirt bike, and he rides around town. He smacks or grabs women by the cake, and then he floors it and gets away. Several women have filed police reports over the past month. They described the ass slap dude as a white male who usually wears all black clothing. He also wears gloves and a ski mask. Now, the cops think it's either, are you ready for this? It's either a skull mask from Call of Duty or a Venom mask from Spider-Man. So obviously, this guy's a pimp.
Uh-huh. A dirt bike and a Venom mask? Man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got to be honest.
It's that Call of Duty mask. That's pretty sweet.
That does sound kind of cool.
I don't know what a Call of Duty anyway.
But he's got a pet tarantula, too.
That also sounds cool.
It says here a security camera got a shot of him once, but his face is covered. It's too blurry to see who he is. So the local police is hoping someone recognizes him and calls it in so they can, beat this dude over the head for a while and put him in jail. He's terrorizing Boise, Idaho, at least the women of Boise, Idaho, by cracking them on the ass cheeks.
This is terrible, but I think I could find the humor in it of him, zipping off.
I hear what you're saying.
Nice, man. You got me. Ah.
You just get a little and then he go.
Ashley,
wait, come back.
Hey, come here, dude.
Ashley considered a badge of honor.
Yeah. Oh, what if he was slapping everybody else's butt and he skipped you? Oh, that would suck.
My pals and our lady friends competed in a couple of ass slap tournaments back in the day. It was a thing. I don't know what got into us, but whenever there was a party, it was like a competition. Who can walk up and surprise somebody with the best crack on the ass? And it was all fun and games. It really was. Until one dude delivered a slap to a gal's ass with so much fervor and ferocity that she broke down and cried.
Oh, geez.
And that's when we called it off. We had the official called off the competition. But it was a thing for a while, ass slap.
We had something like that in school. I think it was like every Wednesday or every Friday, something like that.
I love that it was on a day.
Yeah. And that was the day where you tried to see how many butts you could slap. So weird. Yeah, that got demolished by the school.
Yeah, I bet they didn't. I bet they frowned upon that.
Yeah, they put a stop to that. It got pretty serious.
So you and your friends were doing it in high school. Me and my friends were doing it in our freaking 30s. That's a little embarrassing.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's how we operated, at least for a couple of summers there, Josh. We played ass slap.
Yeah, things were different.
Different times.
There was a bra snapping craze at our school at one point.
Oh, I hated that.
Thong snapping, too, once those became a thing.
Thong snapping?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have that in the late 80s and early 90s.
It was in middle school, and that Cisco song came out, and every girl had to make sure like their thong was hanging out the back of their pants.
Oh, all right. I was wondering how in the heck you got access to it. That makes sense.
It'd be like up near their shoulders. They were so proud to show off that they had a thong on.
That's so funny.
Well, those were fun times.
Yeah, I'm glad I missed that stage.
The whale tail, isn't that what it was called?
Yeah,
that's what we called it.
That's what it was called.
All right. Oh, here we go again. The terrible baby name people are back. And we've had enough of them. You know the bit. There's those folks who care more about themselves than their children, and they'll dump an atrocious name on their child because it makes mom and dad feel so creative and original. Meanwhile, 11 years later, the kid wonders why they had to be the one kid at school named COVID or whatever, you know. We've had enough of them, haven't we, Cubby?
Yeah, because it's not about the kid at
Right.
all. It's just about the attention that they want.
So
Look how
strange.
creative I am.
So, a lady hopped on over to the godless, the evil, and the consistently misinformed social media to sell her cousin out. Her cousin is ready to dump an awful name on her baby. And the lady said her cousin told her that she's settled on a baby name for her little girl. And the name her cousin wants to give her child, the name that her cousin is prepared to go forward with, is Vaselina.
No.
So the lady goes on social media to kind of sell her cousin out and say, look at what a dumbass my cousin is. She wants to name her baby girl Vaselina.
There's so many things wrong with that. I mean, you know, she's going to get Vagelina, Vaselina, and then just the Vaselina on its own is bad enough. Ashley, when we were coming up with names, we tried to think of every angle of insult that could ever happen.
Yes.
Did you guys do the same when you were thinking for your kid?
Absolutely.
Trying to think of things that rhyme, maybe even Google, okay, what nicknames do these kids get?
There was, oh yeah. It was usually me suggesting a name. And my husband would be like, no, nope, that's too close to this or this. I'm like, oh, never even thought of that. Thank you.
Yeah, sometimes there's ones he didn't consider.
Yeah, he's actually the one that chose the name, which a lot of people have been surprised by because of my controlling vibes that I give out.
Well, you had final approval.
Yeah, that is true.
Are you a very controlling wife?
No, when it comes to those kind of things, it's kind of like, all right, I'll make the choice here.
So the lady on social media, her cousin, wants to name her baby Vaselina. So the lady sent her cousin a photo of a jar of Vaseline. and asked her cousin, "You mean like this thing?" And her cousin said, "Yes. I wanted that Nia sound at the end," which makes it even more funny because if her cousin really wanted that Nia sound at the end of her baby's name, then the baby's name actually should be Vasilinia. You see what happened there?
Yeah, that doesn't even work.
Right.
Yeah, it's stupid.
So the cousin said, "Yes, I want the pronunciation to be Vasilinia." The lady tried to talk her cousin out of it, suggested to her cousin maybe go with a name like Serena. I mean, I even went to a school. I even went to school with a girl named Serena. You know, so there are options. So the lady told her cousin, "Look, there are options here. You can get that Nia sound if you want it without your child being named after lubricant or whatever the hell. I mean, what technically is Vaseline? It's a lubricant. Anyway, but her cousin said Vasilinia sounds more elegant. So she's sticking with it. She's going to go for it.
So bad.
Some folks can't be helped.
No,
they
you're
can't
right.
be helped.
It sounds like she's got friends and family that are trying to help. Clark Kent Framer Jesus said, "My son's name is Ashton. Some kid in school called him Ass Chin. We thought it was awesome."
Yep.
I can't say it on the radio, but there's a Bridget we went to school with that a kid gave a nickname to that I never would have thought of, Bird S. We called her Bird S all the time.
What was the original name?
Bridget.
Bridget.
So we called her Bird S.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I wouldn't have come up with that one either.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
And you could say it just like it.
Yeah, I remember that one. We went with that in grade school. Yeah, I haven't thought about it since. But, yeah, there was a girl in our school named Bridget, and we called her Birch. Yeah, we did.
I was trying to think if anybody's given me any crap for the name that we chose, and I don't think I've said it on air. We're going with the name Calvin, like Calvin.
Well, what other way is that?
Like Kelvin, like
Kelvin.
Kelvin.
I like Kelvin, too. Yeah, Kelvin's a cool name, too. Anyway, go ahead.
And my mom was not a fan of it at first. And it's cute because, like, maybe a couple months after I said, no, like, this is the choice. This is the name we're going for. We're not going to change our minds. She was like, oh, it is kind of growing on me. And I was like, I don't care if it's growing on you.
Yeah, no one's looking for your approval.
I was like, I love you, Mom, but
yeah.
It doesn't matter to me.
You are not calling the shots here. This is my damn baby.
But there is one thing that's bothering me is that people keep doing that Alvin thing from Alvin and the Chipmunks. And I'm like, but that's not his name. It makes no sense.
What is the Alvin thing from Alvin and the Chipmunks?
How he screams like, Alvin.
Oh, so people are saying Calvin instead of Alvin. That doesn't apply.
I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
No, you can do that if you're planning on naming the baby Alvin.
Thank you.
These people they think they're being funny and they're failing. Here's a listener who texted in to say the only way to save this child, whose mother is prepared to name it Vaselina, is you could nickname the child, Josh, PJ, which stands for petroleum jelly. By the way, I was talking about how me and my pals and our lady friends used to play ass slap. We'd slap each other on the ass as hard as we could at beer parties and whatnot until somebody had to take a knee. That was our thing. A listener texted in to say playing ass slap is weak. The only way to really play that game is to sneak up on each other and you bite each other on the ass. And he calls the game Land Shark. You got to play a round of Land Shark at keg parties. Well, nowadays, me and my friends, I think, are too old to play that game because we might actually lose teeth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think our teeth are strong enough for that game anymore.
That's not safe.
No.
Not to mention, if I can just imagine, at our age, when you bend over, it's tough to get back up. You're going to get stuck in that position.
Ain't that the friggin' truth? Ain't that the plain truth? Josh, they went ahead with the wife-carrying contest again over there in, how do you say this country's name again? Finland.
That stuff's pretty funny.
They went ahead with the wife-carrying contest again. The 20 and 25 wife-carrying world championships wrapped up last weekend. This year's edition featured a team event. I guess I'd have to see it to fully understand it. And they also had a separate women carrying women division. Altogether, more than 200 people from 18 different countries took part in the wife carrying contest, with a United States couple by the name of Caleb and Justine Rosler turning up as the winners of what they call here the main race.
Never done anything like that. Jump in a water puddle with my wife. She did a great job. We went underwater and she didn't panic. So we're happy. She did a good job.
Somebody listening might know them. They're from Wisconsin, this couple that won the whole thing.
No.
That's sweet.
Now, this is the first time I've read many times about the wife carrying contest. This is the first time I've watched video. This is a lot more grueling than I pictured. I mean, other than carrying another live human being. Carrying another live human being sounds grueling in the first place. But for Pete's sake, they jump over hurdles. As you heard Dinkus say there, they got to jump into a big fat water hazard. That looked awful. Absolutely awful. I used to think this was fun. This does not look fun.
Yeah, at first I always kind of thought it was everybody gets in the field, they drink a bunch of beers, you throw your wife over the shoulder, you run 50 yards,
right?
And, kind of have some more beers.
And maybe that's how it originated, but now this is way too much work.
How did the girls not barf, too? Because, I mean, there's a couple different strategies. There's one, where people are putting them over the shoulder like a sack of potatoes. But there's another one where the ladies' legs are around their shoulders. So
around your guy's shoulders, yeah.
So they're upside down.
Yeah.
I think I'd throw up.
Yeah, you're just getting shouldered in the gut the whole time.
The gal has to pretty much toss the old man salad.
Yeah, her face is right in his butt.
For 100 yards while going through water and gators and things like that. Josh, awesome. You and your wife could win if she's allowed to carry you.
Yeah, she'd have to carry me, right.
And that's not a knock on your old lady. She's just in shape. She could carry you and run with you.
I think so. I mean, she works out all the time.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. She just tosses you over her shoulder.
All right, real quick before we go, and again with this song and dance, another jackhole broke into a card shop and stole Pokemon cards. Dana, can you talk to your people? These are your people acting like this. Can you talk to them and tell them it's got to come to a stop?
Well, these guys aren't even Nintendo fans. I think they're just they're scalpers. People just want to make money off of these things.
Pokemon Jackhole McGee, whatever the guy's name, made off with $100,000 worth of whatever Pokemon cards are. $100,000 worth.
Jeez, and it could be worth a lot more than that.
It all happened within 30 seconds. Jackhole smashes in the front door of the comic book card shop. He snatches up the items, and he gone. It says here, Jackhole got his hands on a BGS 8.5 first edition Shadowless Charizard and a BGS 7.5 first edition Shadowless Blastoise. Are you following
get this?
that?
I heard about a thief in Massachusetts who stole more than $100,000 worth of rare Pokemon cards. Trust me, the last thing you want to tell your cellmate is that you're in prison for jacking a Squirtle.
That would be embarrassing to go to prison for stealing Pokemon cards.
You'd have to lie about that, I think.
I had a feel-good moment the other day. I was at Target, and this little boy grabbed a pack of Topps baseball cards, and he was so excited. He's like, "Oh, I wonder who I got in here." And I thought, oh, that's how it should be. I love that.
I remember being pumped when I'd buy a pack of baseball cards. The owner of the card shop is taking this well, despite the fact that a Pokemon Jackhole just swiped $100,000 worth of merchandise from his joint. The owner said, quote, "It's just money. No one died." And then he suddenly died.
Oh, no.
Rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
SGA is here. Give it up for SGA. Hell yeah, bro. And now everybody sitting around him is in foul trouble.
I understand that FTA didn't enjoy that joke. Did he have a sour look on his face?
Didn't look like he thought it was very
God
funny.
dang it, I wish I would have watched that. I wish I would have seen that. I want to see him with a disappointed face. Oh, the ESPYs. Hey, we got plenty to cover when Randy Shaver swings by, and then Brad Ryder will show up, and a special guest today, Clay Matvick. plenty to cover. For now, I'll just tell you that the Twins are back. Playing baseball tonight in Denver, Colorado. The most miserable team in baseball, the Colorado Rockies. Twins and Rockies start tonight at 7:40. So the Twins begin the second half of the schedule, 2 games under .500, 11.5 games out of first place. But they've been doing well going into the break. Chris Paddock starts tonight for the Twins. We'll take a break, come back with Josh's news next on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Assed Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show, thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Nightly Scroll with Haley Carania.
Hello to all my homies in the chat. I'm Haley Carania with some very inconvenient truths.
Your go-to place for the hottest button issues.
Don't you hate when facts get in the way of a good news story?
Cut through the noise and get ready to scroll through the chaos of the modern world, one hot take at a time.
Hear me out. We might need to spread this information 24/7. Let's get into some scrolling time.
Nightly Scroll with Haley Carania.
I love this place.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
The Half-Assed Morning Show, 93X.
The dangers could be catastrophic. And again, underscores why we have all the safety precautions in place.
A 61-year-old man was critically injured during an incident with an MRI machine Wednesday.
Oh, no, the piercing came out, didn't it?
No. But it was related to some sort of jewelry he was wearing.
Oh.
According to police, around 4:30 p.m., the man slipped into an MRI room uninvited, a place where curiosity and metal accessories really don't mix.
What the hell are you doing in there?
That's a great question. They're trying to figure that out. A witness told police the man defied orders to stay out of the MRI room. Sporting a hefty chain around his neck, more Mr. T than medically safe, he was pulled toward the powerful magnet like a human paperclip.
It would act like a torpedo trying to get into the middle of the center of the magnet.
This was a chain that was wrapped around the neck. I could imagine any kind of strangulation injuries that could happen, asphyxiation, cervical spine injuries.
There's no explanation as to why he was drawn to the room with the MRI, but police say it caused a medical episode.
I got really nervous about a month and a half ago when I had to get an MRI because they wanted me to take my nose ring out, and I've never taken it out before. I've even had like other medical procedures where they've like called in the ringer that is supposed to be really good at taking piercings out, and she wasn't even able to get it out. And
you were nervous about what? Not being able to remove your nose ring?
It getting ripped out. And so they told me before it started, they were like, just let us know if it starts to get hot.
So they let you leave it in there?
Yeah, well, they were mostly focusing on the bottom half of my body. They were like,
just like the rest of us. Just like the rest of us.
If it heats up, say something. I was like,
that same thing happened to me with my Prince Albert.
That is frightening, Ashley. There's not a chance in hell I would have gone in there if I had a nose ring. I would say, let's just take away that chance.
Well, they drugged me up, so I was a little loosey-goosey. I'd agree to anything.
A 41-year-old Florida man accused of driving under the influence tried to get a little creative to avoid arrest by hopping into the passenger seat and pretending to be asleep, just like a little kid. The incident happened over the weekend after deputies got a call about a possible drunk driver. When they arrived, they spotted the suspect, Clinton Keeley, behind the wheel. shouting out the driver's side window and suddenly slowing down in the middle of the road before making a sharp left turn into the restaurant parking lot. Then, with the deputy watching the whole time, he slid over to the passenger seat and acted like he was sound asleep.
Aww.
Body cam footage captured the moment a deputy knocked on the window to wake him up.
Sheriff's office. Hey, buddy. I had the driver of the vehicle jump into the passenger seat. Sir. He's doing some good acting, that's for sure. Lyon County Sheriff's Office. Hey, man. Stand up, man. Stand up. I don't know why you're playing games, man.
I love the, oh God.
Yeah.
Sorry. You startled me. I was sleeping.
That's pretty well done.
Unfortunately for Sleeping Beauty, the one-man show lacked a co-star. Authorities say the move didn't help his case since he was the only one in the vehicle and they saw him the entire time. He was arrested and charged with DUI.
He gave it a shot, though.
Yeah, he tried his best.
Gave it a shot.
They appreciated the humor. A 28-year-old man from Detroit Lakes led authorities on a marathon manhunt through the wetlands of northern Minnesota, going so far as to bury himself in mud to avoid capture. A police officer responded to a report of a possible impaired driver Monday and began conducting a field sobriety test. But before backup could arrive, the man suddenly skedaddled. From there, it became a full-blown manhunt, with law enforcement launching a hard-target search of every gas station, residence, warehouse, farmhouse, henhouse, outhouse, and doghouse in that area.
Great reference.
Eventually, they discovered the man had waded into the river, ignoring repeated commands to come out. He hid in the tall reeds and cattails, even smearing himself with mud in a desperate attempt to stay hidden. It wasn't until around 9 p.m., several hours after he first ran, they finally spotted him, still crouched in the reeds, and took him into custody.
Several hours, though. It's pretty good.
That gimmick worked for John J. Rambo a few times. How many times in his movies did he coat himself in mud and then leap out and pull somebody's guts out through their ass and then the eyes fall out? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just ripped that big serrated blade right through their throat.
Yeah, he would.
You get effed if John Rambo's behind you, you're going to get a blade to the throat.
Mm.
The first day back to work after a long holiday weekend kicked off with a burst of freeway fury July 7th. In another example of our bottomless and easy to influence addiction to anger. Just before 7 a.m., a car and a van came to a stop on a San Bernardino freeway, blocking a lane as both drivers jumped out to confront each other. The car cut off the van and was then brake checked in retaliation. Then they brawled. According to the van's driver, things couldn't have gone worse. After tripping while trying to confront the other motorist, he got spit on, kicked, and to top it all off, robbed of his car keys, which was especially embarrassing because that left traffic nuts to butts for nearly an hour.
It's a whole thing, and so now you see it. A couple of those left lanes are now taken up as they try to move the car that was a part of this crash because the keys are gone.
After swiping the keys, the other driver made a getaway, leaving the van dead in the middle of the road.
Got his ass whooped, and they took the bad guy took his car keys from him. Were his kids there watching this?
No kids that
Okay,
I knew that I saw, but
that'd be embarrassing.
Can you imagine too? Just you get out to fight a guy and you trip.
Yeah, that sucks.
Sure,
That does suck.
sure. Heat of the moment, things like that can happen.
Yeah, pretty embarrassing. A 39-year-old is facing 4 misdemeanor charges tied to an incident at a Minneapolis restaurant where he showed up drunk and told staff he was with the Minnesota State Patrol. According to court documents, police were called just after midnight Monday for reports of a man trying to enter the restaurant with a gun. Witnesses said he claimed to be an undercover officer conducting a narcotics investigation, even showing a photo of a badge on his phone with State Patrol at the top. As cops do.
His phone?
They show a picture on their phone.
Absolutely.
A picture of a badge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't have it with you at all times.
See, this is clearly a picture of a badge on my phone. Staff said he appeared drunk. When security told him he could come in, but not with the gun, he reportedly got upset and said they shouldn't, quote, interfere with his investigation. Things only got weirder from there. At one point, the fake trooper confronted 2 men who were trying to leave without paying, so he put his hand on his gun and threatened to arrest them if they didn't settle their bill. He kept telling people he was a cop, but staff weren't buying it. They called the real police to verify his story. Once officers confirmed he wasn't law enforcement, they told him to call 911. The man, playing make-believe, hightailed it out of the restaurant, jumped in his car, and drove off while drunk, which made things a whole lot worse for him. Police later found and pulled him over. He told them he worked for the State Patrol, then refused to do any sobriety tests, saying, "Just book me." Even at the station, he kept insisting he was with the State Patrol. He failed field sobriety tests, and while he initially agreed to provide a blood and urine sample, he kept dodging it when the time came. Eventually, he just asked to be arrested, which the real police obliged.
Boy, I bet this guy's incredibly hot girlfriend is going to be pissed off.
I can't even imagine. Yeah, when he goes home to her, she's going to be furious.
Or the boss at his real job's probably going to be mad, too, because he might have to miss some time.
Oh, yeah, you're 100%
he clearly
right.
has a job.
What in the hell got into this dude?
I don't know.
Aside from a bottle of hooch. What the... that one's just beyond.
A yacht went up in flames at a Florida marina this week in what police said was no accident. Some kids were involved in a little flare-play. Investigators believe a stolen flare gun fired from a nearby bridge turned the fancy float into flambe on Monday.
Oh, no.
And now 3 juveniles are facing charges.
I saw smoke and flames coming out of the middle of the boat.
We've heard somebody was shooting off flares and started a fire.
The blaze sent thick black smoke into the sky, engulfing the unmanned vessel as firefighters and police rushed to the scene. Investigators said it began near a bridge where witnesses reported seeing a group of kids firing something toward the marina.
It was just crazy. And when I came out, all the fire department was there. And
did you hear a firework, an explosion? What kind of a noise did you hear, if anything?
No, I didn't hear anything. When I pulled into the parking lot, I saw the black smoke, and all of a sudden fire trucks were all around me.
I haven't heard a damn thing for years, to be totally honest with you.
Detectives later reviewed footage from city cameras and saw 3 juveniles, 11 and 12 and 14. They discharged the flare gun, which was clearly seen on video, and it was confirmed to be a stolen flare gun as well.
Oh, I bet that was a terrible feeling when those kids saw that boat afire.
Yeah. And, I mean, they're going after him, too. They might charge the 14-year-old as an adult.
Oh, man.
A Florida horse clinic got saddled with a costly mistake after accidentally paying its receptionist hundreds of thousands of dollars meant for somebody else. And it went unnoticed for nearly a year. The mix-up came to light when the clinic's owner reported 29-year-old Jessica Aurora had been receiving direct deposits intended for a veterinarian over the course of 8 to 10 months. The woman was earning about $60,000 a year, but ended up collecting $416,000, including a hefty bonus of $245,000 meant for the vet. She didn't exactly stash the cash. Investigators said she splurged at luxury stores like Coach and even spent $80,000 to buy a food truck for her mother's friend. Police said she knew she was being overpaid, but claimed she thought it was a bonus from the company. You know how it goes. You're making $60,000, and sometimes they'll give you another $416 on top of it as a bonus.
Duh.
She said she was further convinced to keep it because her mother told her the horse clinic money was, quote, a gift from God. Divine equine invention, you might say. After nearly a year of missed paychecks, the vet finally confronted Aurora, leading to the charges.
That sucks. I don't know what I would do in that situation.
You would think they're going to catch on at some point. But
I don't know. I can't get past the fact that the gal's name is Jessica.
Jessica.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, that's a first. And that's also a lot of money.
I didn't play the video game, but in The Witcher, there's a character named Yennefer. Yennefer.
I'll be dipped.
2 teenagers from Maryland are under arrest, charged in connection with a string of armed robberies. Police said 2 teen boys robbed the same beer and wine store thrice, 3 days in a row, in downtown Bethesda. Once officers responded to a call for an armed robbery July 8th, they said the teens walked into the store, threatened an employee with what appeared to be a gun, bellowed some threats, boosted the register's bounty, and bolted. The very next night, these same suspects showed up again. Same store, same M.O. Once again, made off with more money. Then on the afternoon of July 10th, police who had been patrolling the area happened to spot the 2 teens matching the description inside that same beer and wine shop. Officers say the suspects tried to pull off the same robbery one more time, but this time police were ready and arrested them. The suspects are 17 and 16.
Oh, that'll ruin their life.
Branch out a little bit, boys. There's got to be more than one store in that town.
You know, they got to boost a car so they can get to a different city. From repeat robberies to repetitive rubbish, another case of douchebag deja vu, this time involving a multi-day spree from a Florida man who can't stop dumping. The 41-year-old was arrested twice in 2 days after deputies said he illegally dumped more than 500 pounds of trash on 2 separate roads. Last Tuesday morning, they received a report of illegal dumping. By that afternoon, they had identified the suspect as James Hutchinson, who not only admitted to the crime, he returned to clean up the mess. Just a day later, on Wednesday, they said he was arrested again, this time for dumping another load of trash in a different location, once again confessing to his crime. Didn't take much for him to confess.
No, doesn't seem like it.
I'm not understanding this man at all.
Yeah, he certainly can't learn a lesson, it appears. The highlight from this week's notable new releases post on 93x.com is the 10th studio album from Bush, I Beat Loneliness. You can catch the full rundown of the week's top releases every Friday on 93x.com or check out our updated playlist on Spotify. It's a busy week at the box office, from a slasher icon stalking a new generation to sexually frustrated blue creatures belting out tunes. Here's what's hitting theaters this week. I Know What You Did Last Summer is back.
Are you kidding me?
With a slasher sequel reboot.
This looks pretty good. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's been getting good reviews. Bringing Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. back to the franchise alongside a new cast. This time, 5 friends are bound by a dark secret after a deadly car accident they decide to cover up. Another option on the big screen this week, Smurfs, a family-friendly musical reboot featuring the voices of James Corden, Rihanna, and Billy Lord. This one is not being reviewed very well.
Sexually frustrated.
Well, they are. When Papa Smurf is kidnapped by evil wizard Smurfette, once the only girl in a village full of dudes, which was somewhat unsettling, leads the charge into a real world to save him. Finally, Eddington, a comedy drama set in pandemic-era New Mexico, starring Joaquin Phoenix as a small-town sheriff at odds with the mayor, played by Pedro Pascal. Set in May of 2020, tensions explode as their clash ignites a community-wide standoff, turning neighbor against neighbor. Emma Stone and Austin Butler round out that cast.
Back to Smurfs real quick. If you guys aren't doing anything after the show, my mom is taking my niece to the 9:40 a.m. showing.
She's going to go see Fun-Sized Avatar with your niece? Mm-hmm. That's the plan?
9:45 in the morning.
I know, is that hilarious?
Shout out to Danimal Jesus in Richfield. Happy birthday to Longlegs Jesus from Fauché Maintenance Ninja. Happy 36 to Beetlejuice Jesus. And a happy birthday to Mind Like Nick, Heart Like Josh Jesus. And that's 93X News.
Randy Shaver. Leaving the proverbial back door open.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Don't win, you can get onto the screen, but Scheffler. What are you laughing about? There's so much to say about that shot. The sound off the clock face. That's extraordinary. Let's stick to the golf.
We got to cover that, don't we?
Yeah, you can't let that one go.
No, you can't let that one fly. Randy Shaver, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're very good. And Brad Ryder, too. Hello, Brad.
Good morning.
And also checking in with us today, boys, just because we're big fans and we wanted to say hello to our old pal. Also joining us today, ESPN play-by-play pimp, the Clay boy, Clay Matvick. Good morning, Clay.
Good morning. How we doing?
We're doing all right. Did you hear that fart?
I did. Yes.
Well, what the hell's going on? Yeah, it was a golf tournament. A golf tournament.
It happens.
C.J. Scheffler. Someone is driving a. What's the name?
Scotty Scheffler.
And someone farted. We that's it right there. That's terrible. What do you do about that, Clay? If you're live on air and someone
you gotta laugh.
Well, if I'm a producer, I'm thinking about script writing Happy Gilmore 3. Sounds like something from that movie.
Clay worked with Burt Blyleven for years. He's used to that.
Oh.
Yes.
Do you remember there's a local weather guy, I think he might even actually worked at Channel 11, who had to issue a statement saying he didn't fart on live television?
Yes, I do.
It was one of those where they're broadcasting tornadoes, or they're warning people about tornadoes, so they were extended broadcast, and his shoe made a noise that everyone thought was a fart. It went viral on social media. He even came on the show to explain it wasn't a fart.
He came on this radio program.
Yeah, because he had issued a statement. He had to do it, so it got so much attention. It did sure sound like one, though.
Yeah, they're having a golf tournament somewhere yesterday, and it just so happened that an accident, I don't know how to explain it. And the announcers, they had a good time with it. Clay, thanks for taking the time to rap with us. Is this about the only time of year when you get some time to yourself?
This is a good time for me. Yeah, I'm not very busy right now. I'm busy getting the kids ready for the county fair coming up here in a couple weeks.
Dude.
They're showing steers at the fair. So I'm going to go out and feed steers here in a little bit. And, just getting ready for the Little League season, which we'll be covering again on ESPN here in a couple weeks, too.
Okay, the Little League World Series.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Wait a minute. Your kids are showing steers at the county fair?
Yeah. Jack has been showing, he's my oldest, and he's been showing steers now for about 5 years, 6 years. And
really?
Yeah, it's gotten easier. It's never easy, but it's gotten easier for us because we've kind of learned as we've gone along. He's got an animal that he's pretty proud of this year, and he's hoping to get a state fair trip.
That sounds friggin' awesome. Yeah. So you have these animals on your property.
Yeah.
And your children took an interest in it at first, or you and your wife took an interest? How did that start?
Well, I got to be honest here. It was kind of my idea. My wife didn't want anything to do with this, obviously.
Yeah.
But, as a kid, first 7-8 years of my life, we were on a farm, and then Dad decided to quit farming and naturally get into broadcasting, which, a lot of people do.
That's a natural career path.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I left the farm, and as a kid, I always kind of had fond memories of that, and I always said that if, when I get older, I have kids, I'd love to get them into 4-H because, I always kind of envied those kids. I always, going through the barns at the fair, I always thought they, were such good kids and they had great projects. And, so we've done that with our kids, and it's been a great experience.
Those are some of the best kids I've ever met, kids that belong to the 4-H club. They're incredible. Such good manners, respectful.
What a great story. I had no idea. So what county fair can folks see Jack Matvic's prize steer?
The Washington County Fair.
I'll be damned.
In Lake Elmo. Yeah, we actually live in Anoka County, but his 4-H club is in Scandia.
Okay.
And so that's in Washington County, so he shows the Washington County Fair.
Wow.
And that'll be here in a couple of weeks. Starts next 2 weeks from now.
I find that so interesting. Brad Ryder, were you a 4-H kid?
For a while, we didn't have animals on the farm that I grew up on. It was just a crop farm.
Okay.
So I was in 4-H. I was also in FFA for a while, but without having animals or steer or lambs or sheep or whatever on your farm, those things are obviously a little tougher because all you're doing is farming the land. So I don't have that type of experience like Clay does.
We got Clay Matvick on the line, and we've already learned something fascinating. I'm drawn to this in a big way. So tell us, Clay Matvick, because we don't know Dick Tracy about this kind of a thing. Tell us, what are some of the two most important things when showing a steer to be judged at a fair?
Well, they look at a variety of things. Obviously how it's built, how it looks on the hoof, how it stands, how much meat is on the frame.
Man.
These are things that the judge will walk around the steer and look at. Also how it's groomed. And then there's another category with the kid itself, how he shows the steer or she, and, how they handle the animal. And that's called showmanship. So there's a lot that goes into this. So Jack has gotten better as the years have gone on, but it's still a work in progress. He's going to be a sophomore this year, and they can do it up till they're 19. So he wants to do this for a few more years yet. So it's going to be fun.
Got a text message here from East Winstead Jesus, who said, "I've always liked Clay Matvick quite a bit. Now I like him even more. He's speaking my Winstead language about steers right now."
Yeah.
Randy Shaver, don't you find this very interesting?
Yeah, I guess I have a couple of questions. One, where did you go to find your first animal? And two, how much does that cost to have
rude question?
Both good questions, and both took me by surprise when we first got into this. Trying to find animals to buy or lease when we first started, it was a problem because we just didn't know where to go. We had some contacts through the 4-H club, so we started there naturally. But we bought animals off of Craigslist at times, but now the more people that we have started to come in contact with through the fair, we've developed relationships with some people. The last steer we bought was this past winter in Chicago, Minnesota, which is out in the west central part of the state. It's about a 3.5-hour drive from the cities. And so, it was a hike, and we had to do it in the middle of January. So that was
oh, man.
And but that's the one he has now, and it's the best one we've ever had. So, you got to look for them. And, yeah, they don't come cheap. We bought a couple of bottle calves. These calves are still we're still on the bottle here as of 2 months ago. Finally weaned them off. But they were on the bottle as of 2 months ago. And they came in at $800 a piece, and I don't even know that they weighed 100 pounds each. So that's the price of beef right now. And, the steer that Jack is going to show, that thing is weighing in at about 1,350 pounds right now.
Dang. Have you ever been gored?
No, I have not been gored. I'm looking forward to the first time, though.
Gotta get the first one out of the way.
I will try to record that for your enjoyment.
What an awesome side gig, really. What an awesome thing to be involved in. I really think that's great. My dad was a 4-H kid. He showed cattle at the county fairs when he was a kid. Never got that state fair nod.
We talk about the investment that people have to put into their kids for youth sports. This is a different level. I mean, this is a whole different level of investment that you're putting into that. So you should be commended for that, for doing that.
Well, the thing is, Jack's also doing the travel baseball thing, and his season just ended last night. But I mean, that's been basically my summer. It's been baseball, lacrosse, and steers.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good, but it's been a lot of fun, and we enjoy it. I did break my finger last winter chasing a steer down in the pasture because it was icy, and I reached out for the lead rope, and I fell down, and I broke my ring finger, and I had to have my wedding ring cut off.
Oh.
No. I'm not kidding.
Man.
Ouch.
You're the manliest man on this program.
Easily.
Easily the manliest.
I did not know you were involved in such things, and I think that's just wonderful. I also have what I think is a decent story. A gal friend of mine comes from Clark, South Dakota, very small town out in South Dakota. And you do know Clark. And her family had cattle, and she got involved in showing cattle at the county fairs and things like that. Well, she was a very little girl when she got her first very own cow. And because she was just this little girl, she named the cow Pussycat. Well, as she got older, and as soon as her uncles and whatnot found out about it, the name of that cow got abbreviated.
Yeah.
But the best part of the story is when she was about 15 or 16, she won the blue ribbon at her county fair with her cow, and they did not F around in that small town of Clark. In the paper, let's say her last name was Parker. I don't remember. In the paper, it said Parker's wins first prize at the... No. It did. They did not call the cow Pussycat in the paper. They abbreviated it, and it said Parker's wins the blue ribbon at the county fair. And there she was with a picture of her and her.
I hope that's framed somewhere in her house.
That seems like an Onion headline.
Yeah. I'm sure she's got it somewhere.
What is the name of the steer, Clay?
This steer is named Rooster this year. We're going with a John Wayne theme. The steer is Rooster Cockburn. One of the calves is named LaBeef from the character that Glenn Campbell plays in the movie.
Yes, you got to be kidding me. Rooster and LaBeef.
Boy, there's a good headline.
The other one is named Pepper for Ned Pepper. Yeah.
Dude, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wait, by the way, what do you think of the remake of Rooster Cogburn?
You know what I really like?
True Grit, yeah.
I really did. They stuck to the book. Charles Portis wrote that book, and it's one of the great American novels, in my opinion. And, the fact that they stuck to the original script and not Ned Pepper, Barry Pepper played the bad guy in that movie, and I thought he was brilliant.
I thought the whole thing was great. I loved Jeff Bridges and everything about the True Grit remake. You're Clay boy. He's really a country boy more than he is a Clay boy anymore. I mean, but that was your roots. You grew up in Princeton and all that, and like you said, you had the farm thing going there for a while. Oh,
it's all hat and no cattle up until a few years ago. Now we've got a few.
And you've been on ESPN now for many, many, many years, and we dig watching you. Who are some of the folks you really like working with over there at ESPN, Clay?
Oh, God, there's a litany of people that I've worked with over the years, and a lot of good ones. Kyle Peterson, who's been my baseball partner a lot, especially doing the college stuff, is one of my favorites. But, I've been working with a lot of good people over the years. Rocky Boyman, former Notre Dame linebacker, NFL linebacker, has been my partner in recent years. Coach Steve Adazio was my partner last year. I think we're going to be partnered again this year, but assignments haven't come out.
Mm-hmm.
Just found out yesterday I'm going to be coming back for another 3 years, so that's good. A little security is a nice thing.
Well, especially when you got $2,800 steers stomping around your property.
Yeah. It's an industry, and, Randy can attest to this, and Brad, too. I mean, it's an industry that has changed a lot, especially since, we've been in it over the last 30 years. But, when it seems like it's on hyperspeed over the last 5.
Yep.
And, with that uncertainty, to have 3 years, set aside here that I know I'm going to be safe at ESPN, that's just fantastic, and it's good for my family. And just looking forward to that.
If you look around at what's happened to Bally Sports North, and you look around at all the changes there, and if you talk to those people over there from day to day, they don't know what their situations are.
No doubt.
And that used to be the most stable part of broadcasting, was the sports broadcasting arm of everything. And now even that's in question. So,
well, I saw something come out here just in the last day or so that broadcast network television has dropped below 20% viewership for the first time in history. So that would be CBS, ABC, NBC.
Mm-hmm.
And that just kind of gives you an idea where it's going. Now, and cable has dipped as well, but it's all going towards streaming and direct to consumer. And fortunately, ESPN does have a model where we do have a lot of our games doing that, and we go direct to consumer on just about everything we do. So I have a feeling I'm going to be doing more of that in the future, and probably less linear television and more streaming. And I don't care. I just want to do a game.
Well, it is.
I was going to say, I think part of your appeal to them, and this is a compliment to you, part of your appeal to them is the fact you do college football for them, you do basketball for them, you do Little League World Series games for them, you do college baseball for. I mean, so you do
Versatile.
it. I mean, you do.
You're very versatile.
Yep.
And there's not a lot of guys out there today who can do all of that and do it well like you do.
And you know what to do with big piles of steer feces.
It's funny that you mentioned the steer feces, because I actually did 2 years of rodeo about 20 years ago, and that was interesting. That was a lot of fun. I don't think I was very good at it, just the 2 years, but I did some rodeo. I would love a chance to do it again. I just don't think there's going to be any inventory for me.
You didn't know he was such a badass, did you, Josh?
Oh, I knew.
Clay doing rodeo.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you, when Clay and I have been rapping back and forth a little bit on the telephone, leading up to this, And I mentioned it to Brad Ryder that we were going to bring Clay into the mix again sometime soon. And Brad, there was a story I thought you wanted to ask Clay about, or a story you wanted to tell, because a lot of folks don't know this. When Brad was working for the University of Minnesota Golden Gopher hockey program and Clay was calling games for that club, Clay was kind of your wingman, right? When you guys would go out to the clubs and whatnot?
Wingman. That'd be a hell of a wingman.
It wasn't just then. Well, it wasn't just then. It was when, when I went to work for the Twins.
Oh, yeah, the Twins.
Clay was kind of the Audra Martin, so to speak, of the Twins broadcast at that point. So, I'm just trying to paint a picture so people know what he did.
He was your wingman.
I mean, and Clay and I would, have conversations during long baseball games and things of that sort, and we'd take walks around the Metrodome concourse.
Jeez, make it sound romantic.
Wow. So, what was? Do you remember the story you wanted to tell? You said something a couple weeks ago.
Well, I'll just leave it. I'll just put it this way: Clay was single at the time, and I was not quite single, but I wasn't married yet at that point. And we would take pregame walks around the Metrodome concourse. Remember this, Clay? And we would just take walks around the concourse on certain nights to just make sure that everybody got to their seat okay.
The end.
Oh.
Sure.
The end, he says.
I see.
Yeah.
It's kind of like going to the mall.
I was wondering how you were going to wrap that up, Brad. I'm glad that you did it the way you did.
I think we're just going to leave it. We're going to leave it at that. Clay and I and a few other people, Scott O'Connell with the Twins, we would do things like that. So
yeah, that was a long time ago. That was BC, before Clay's wedding.
Yeah. But I think that's the most appropriate way to tell that story. But we had a good time. Clay and I also went on a couple trips together, and Clay's just Clay's an awesome dude. We just had a good time.
We are all big fans, and we've established this morning certainly one thing, and that is Clay's a hick. Clay's a country boy.
Yeah.
He is.
A little backward, probably.
Yeah. Sure. At your core, you are a country boy. And here's a quick little story. Many years ago, Clay and I were at the Wayzata American Legion, and it was karaoke night. And someone put a karaoke book in front of us. You know how they pass them all out in case you want to sing? And Clay says, I'll tell you, he looks right in my eyes and he says, we're singing a song, and that song's Poncho and Lefty, and I won't take no for an answer. And we got up there and we sang Poncho and Lefty by Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings or Merle Haggard or whoever the hell it is. And I love that song, but you were adamant, if we're singing Poncho and Lefty, which was a fun times back then.
Yeah, and we sang it in the key of C, even though it's in the key of B.
I'm sure it wasn't pretty. So before we let you go, Clay, what is it that you call sports for a living? So does that mean when you're away from it, you shut it completely off, or is there something that's grabbing you right now that you're into right now?
I keep an eye on the Twins. That's the team that I'm never gonna not follow. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping the second half they can get hot like they did in the spring and go on a run, because what are they, 4 out in the wild card or something like that? So,
yeah.
They need to make some hay against Colorado, because that's the team they need to beat up on. Let's see how they start, and hopefully it'll propel them here in the second half. But I'll admit, I don't watch as much sports as you might think.
Yeah,
I have to kind of get away from it. Randy knows this. I mean, after you get off the 10 o'clock news, Randy, did you go home and watch the replay of a ball game? Probably not. I just after getting home from a baseball trip or a football trip, I'm not spending all Sunday afternoon watching the NFL. I'll keep my nose in it to know what's going on for the day. But I'm not digesting 3 hours or 6 hours of football games.
No.
I agree with that 100%. People assume, too, that I watch all the sports on TV, and that's the last thing I wanted to do. And that's even the last thing I want to do now sometimes.
Well, how many times have we said it? I mean, when we walk away from the radio station, it's not like I immediately want to hear someone else's radio show.
Never.
Every day when we leave here, I want to stay away from radio as much as possible until the next morning. And it is concerning what you told us, Clay, about how network television numbers are back. That is concerning. I mean, radio's thriving. So,
especially in the Twin Cities.
Yes.
Greater Northland area.
Oh, my God. Clay, thank you very much for taking the time to rap with us. Good luck. Tell your boy good luck at the county fair. And
it's always good talking with you guys.
And holler at us anytime. We love talking to you.
Well, we'll do. Have a good summer, guys.
Thank you, Clay. Clay Matvick. Yeah, the Twins are back tonight. They begin a 3-game series in Denver against the Colorado Rockies, the most miserable team in baseball, and maybe ready to go down in history as the most miserable team ever.
It's possible.
7:40 tonight. Chris Paddock is going to start for the Twins, like the Clay boys said. What are they? 4 games out of the wild card, 2 games under 500. But they've been doing well leading up to the break ski. Twins Rockies tonight. Now, how'd you like to hear 5 bold predictions for the second half of the Twins season? This was written up by a feller over there at Sports Illustrated named Will Ragatz, I think is how you say his name. He's from Sports Illustrated, so he must know a thing or two. Will Ragatz. He says, get ready for some reckless optimism. These are 5 bold predictions for the second half of the Twins season. Buxton goes 30 for 30 and makes history. He predicts that Byron Buxton will finish the season with 30 dongs and 30 steals.
That would be amazing.
He currently sits at 21 dongs, 17 steals.
That seems very doable.
Okay.
He stays healthy, yeah.
He also makes the prediction that Byron Buxton will set the all-time record, most stolen bases in a single season without ever being caught. Right now, Byron Buxton is 17 for 17 in stolen bases.
Oh, what's the record?
The record is 30 for 30 in the year 20 and 23. Trey Turner went 30 steals without being caught.
Is there a minimum number of steals you have to be in that category?
I don't know.
It's kind of like at bats if you're going to be for the batting title, you have to have a
There's got to be, right? There's got to be. All right.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Second bold prediction. Joe Ryan is going to keep it up the rest of the way and reach a statistical benchmark no Twins starting pitcher has hit in over 50 years. Here's what Joe Ryan needs to do. Finish with an ERA below 2.60 and at least 200 strikeouts. The last Twins pitcher to do that was Bert Blyleven in 1973.
Wow. That's impressive. That would be great.
Another prediction, Zebby Matthews emerges as a top 3 Twin starter. He looks ready to step into the rotation for the second half, alongside Joe Ryan and, of course, Pablo Lopez.
Don't know about that one.
When he's back. The fourth, Royce Lewis will hit 15 home runs in the second half of the season.
I would say I'd take the under on that.
And his fifth bold prediction, the Twins will reach the American League Championship Series.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
That might be the boldest of the 5.
Yeah. Threw some gas on that one.
Here's what he says. Here's what this Sports Illustrated writer says. Yes, I know the Twins are 2 games below 500 and 4 games back of a wild card spot. I know they've been maddening. How do I say that, Josh?
Maddeningly?
I'll go with frustratingly. I know they've been frustratingly streaky and inconsistent, but what if they just get hot and stay hot after the break? The lineup could be loaded if Lewis, Correa, Matt Wallner start to rake alongside Buxton and Willie Castro and Cody Clemens. The starting rotation is about to get Matthews back, and he refers back to his bold prediction on Zebby Matthews, and eventually Pablo Lopez. The bullpen is very good. The Twins are about to start firing on all cylinders.
When is Lopez expected to be back?
I'm not sure.
I didn't realize that he was going to be back.
I'm not sure. I thought it was going to be damn near the end of the season.
Yeah,
but let's these are just bold predictions, just for fun. The Twins are about to start firing on all cylinders. They're going to get hot and stay hot. The front office is not going to sell. They're going to get into the playoffs as a wild card team. They're going to beat the Red Sox in the first round. They're going to beat the Astros in the American League Divisional Series, and then, of course, they'll lose to the Yankees.
Is this one of those deals where he does this prediction for every team?
Pardon me?
Is this one of those deals where this writer does this for every team?
I don't know. I just found his article on the Twins. So they'll beat the Red Sox, they'll beat the Astros, and then, of course, they'll lose to the Yankees in the American League Championship Series. That would suck.
Yeah, it'd be cool to get there, though.
Sure, but to lose to the Yankees again in the play, we don't need that.
I'm not so sure the Yankees will be the team there. Probably Detroit.
We don't need that around here. We don't need to lose another playoff series to the Yankees.
Well, but if we can get into a playoff series, I think that would be quite the feat.
The way things are situated right now, just to get to the playoffs would be wonderful.
Yes, it would.
Former Twin starting pitcher Kyle Gibson has announced his retirement.
Yep. Tried to make a comeback this year. It just didn't go very well.
13 years in the bigs. He did all right here for the Twins.
Did.
Yeah, he did all right.
He had a revival like a couple of years ago where he pitched really well. Yeah.
Made the All-Star team with the Rangers 4 or 5 years ago.
Yep.
Won quite a few games for the Baltimore Orioles a couple years ago.
His career reminds me of Scott Baker when the Twins had Scott Baker.
Well, they're very similar pitchers.
Very similar pitchers. You know, they weren't spectacular, but they were solid. You could count on them. Same kind of guy.
Durable, healthy.
Yep,
sure.
Durable. Yep.
Dave Winfield will be honored tomorrow in St. Paul. They're calling it the Dave Winfield Legacy Celebration tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. at Tony Stone Stadium, where Dave played ball as a kid.
Yeah.
So they're going to highlight his career accomplishments, his impact on the world.
Yep.
And they're going to announce that they're going to build a statue over there in his likeness.
That's awesome. Long overdue.
Mm-hmm.
Long overdue. You know, his youth baseball coach is still around.
Oh, really?
Billy Peterson. And I've done some stories with Billy and interviewed Billy. He tells some incredible stories of Winfield when he was like 12, 13, 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And just how he was such a man playing a kid's game at that age.
We talk pretty often about, Winfield, Molitor, Mauer, Morris, all being St. Paul guys, now all Hall of Famers. I never heard too many stories about Mauer or Winfield or Molitor when they were Little League baseball players. But we had a guy in the building here, a sales guy in the building for a few years, who knew Jack Morris when he was a Little Leaguer, when Jack Morris was a Little Leaguer. And that sales guy used to tell us he was built like he was 35 years old when he was 12. And basically every kid in the neighborhood was terrified to get into the batter's box again.
Exactly. That's the story that Paul Molitor tells, is that you were scared because Jack was wild. He threw hard, and part of his calling card was that he could be wild at times too.
I remember my knees being a little wobbly in Little League baseball when the guy that batted in front of me got plunked.
Yep.
You're like, oh no, I don't want one of those.
my youth manager used to always say when that happened, that was a good sign because the kid got that out of his system before you walked in.
Okay, yeah.
So that was kind of like exactly what I was thinking was, I'm glad that wasn't me. He got it out of his system. So
Mariners power hitter, home run derby champion Cal Raleigh with his thick ass. Also known as Big Dumper, has, how do I say this? He's landed himself a brand new endorsement. Jesus, finally an endorsement that didn't go to Shaver.
What are you talking about?
Ashley has a baby on the way,
Dana's freshly married.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
Ashley knows how to talk about drinking water, too. You could give someone else an endorsement around here.
She could use a deck.
She could use a deck.
Go out there and a little relax.
Well, okay. I guess she could have somebody help sell her house. Josh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think she could find a diamond okay by herself.
She doesn't know how to talk about jewelry.
I think she knows where Chipotle is, Dana.
There's only one guy in this building who knows how to talk about jewelry, and it's me.
Yeah, exactly.
She can't have Lindahl. He's my emergency contact.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, so Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh, is now a spokesperson for a Porta-potty company.
That's perfect.
And you know, I gotta be honest. The name of this Porta-potty company kind of makes me sick.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
The name, I like it because I think that's what they were going for. The name of this sanitation company that Cal Raleigh is going to be endorsing for now is called Honey Bucket.
That's gross.
That ain't honey in there, I'll tell you that.
Oh my God! But I tell you what, that's memorable. You'll remember that company.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Oh, funny.
Start calling it that.
Hey, I'm going to duck in and use the honey bucket real quick. I'll be out in about 15 or 20. Yeah. Cal Raleigh will do appearances, personal appearances for Honey Bucket. He'll do a few ads. Honey Bucket wants to, quote, change expectations for what people can expect from portable restrooms. I'll tell you right now. Change expectations. I'm not afraid of a porta potty. They do scare some people, not me. I go right in. I make myself comfortable.
Me too. My wife will, no matter the emergency,
will not go.
No,
my wife won't either.
She wouldn't even let the kids go.
What?
She's so, I don't know what it is. She's
germ. She's like a germ phobe.
That fights off diseases.
I like it in there.
Oh, I've been in some bad ones, too.
Josh.
Oh, I've been in some bad ones.
I feel a little naughty. I'm basically outdoors.
That is true. That is true. It's just a thin little plastic door that keeps
like little windows up top there.
Yeah, anybody can see what you're doing in there. Boy, I've been in some bad ones.
Such a bad boy.
And we know what you're doing in there, Josh.
You are naughty.
Well, I'm just going potty.
No, you're not.
In the porta potty.
You're a bad boy.
There was one at a softball field a few years ago when we were still playing beer league softball and I've been around, as you guys know, when it comes to using public bathrooms. I've been everywheres. I've dropped trow in every different situation. But this portable John at this ballpark even almost made me backpedal out of the joint. It was so bad.
I mean, with like things on the walls. I've seen that before.
I mean,
that had to have been on purpose.
Cubby on the walls, on the floor. Somebody had puked. It was
dude.
You can always tell when you're in one that the guy who's routed must have skipped that one in the last trip through to clean him up, you know?
Oh, he skipped it. Yeah, he hasn't been there in months.
Yeah.
He hasn't been there in months, the cleanup guy.
It is just my luck that I had to leave the studio because I don't feel very good. I feel like nauseated and sick to my stomach.
Do you need some drinking water or a new deck?
I come back and we're talking about porta potties. Come on.
We're not trying to make you sick, Smashley. If you got to leave the room again, you can.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. But I heard that. I can talk about drinking water.
Earlier, you almost looked like you passed out. Your head was tilted way back. I had to ask you what was going on.
Do you need to go home?
No, I think I'll be all right. I can tough it out.
Well, then earmuffs real quick.
All right.
Because we still want to talk about porta potties. Don't make me tell the story again about the cherry on top.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. Would you like a home closer to the studio? Because I got a guy.
Yeah, that would be wonderful, actually.
Are you hungry, Ashley?
No. No, I'm not.
I suppose.
I'll skip on that one.
Her tummy's a little upset.
You can have that one, Dana.
There's a local sanitation guy in town. He goes by the name of Porky's Pooper Pumper. I haven't seen him in town. It says here, Porky's
I'm going
Pooper.
to use that for my fantasy football name.
Oh, that's great.
Porky's Pooper Pumper.
It says here, Porky's Pooper Pumper. You dump it, we pump it.
That's
awesome. Writing that one.
That's a little bit more realistic than the honey bucket, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I like both of them.
I'm going to write honey bucket down, too. I like that one.
I'll try anything 4 times. Jesus said one of his co-workers' dreams actually is to meet a lady that'd be willing to consummate within a porta-potty. Like,
oh, God.
Something he actually wants.
I can introduce you to some ladies who will bump in a porta-potty.
Yeah, I know a couple, too.
Yeah. Caitlin Clark will not be able to take the court this weekend for any of that WNBA All-Star jibber-jabber. She's got the groin injury that we covered yesterday.
Good groin injury.
She won't be suiting up to play basketball. She still plans on being at the gig. But there are a lot of WNBA fans who think this groin injury could be a big problem going forward for Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. Sometimes those linger.
We got a text here that said there's a septic tank service called the Magic Stool Bus.
The Magic Stool Bus?
That's really good.
That's really good.
That sounds good. I like the sound of that. 9-time NBA All-Star Damian Lillard has agreed to go back and play for the Portland Trailblazers. Now, he can't play basketball next year because his Achilles tendon shattered. But he'll have this nice reunion in Portland. I think that's a nice story.
And they're going to pay him this year.
Yeah.
And so is Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So he's double dipping in the year that he's rehabbing from his injury.
Good for him. I like Damian Lillard. You know, he went off to play for the Milwaukee Bucks there for a while, but I like that he's going back to Portland.
Yeah, that's where he belongs.
Yes, he's not a cone. Patrick Beverley, I will rarely argue with Patrick Beverley because he's a friggin' genius. But Damian Lillard is not a... He ranks in Portland Trailblazers team history. He ranks first in points, first in three-point baskets, second in assists. Name the former player who was number one all-time in assists for the Portland Trailblazers. Go.
Terry Porter.
Terry Porter is correct. It didn't take long.
Feels a little bit like when KG came back here for a couple of years, right? Going back there and kind of finishing his career.
The difference is he can still play.
Well,
KG was struggling. Yeah.
Can I repeat one of my favorite things, one of my favorite lines I ever heard out of Trent Tucker's mouth when he was calling games with, don't tell me, Steve Perlman. What's the name of it? Go ahead, tell me.
Kevin Harlan?
Kevin Harlan. When Kevin Harlan and Trent Tucker were calling Timberwolves games together, Terry Porter was playing for the Timberwolves at the time, and I'll never forget what Trent Tucker said and how he said it. And for those of you who remember what Trent Tucker sounds like on television, Trent Tucker said, Terry Porter is a very important three-point shooter.
Yep.
He was very, very meaningful with his R's and his T's.
He enunciated very well.
Yes.
I think he had some line, and I'm not going to say it exactly perfect here, but there was a great play that happened, and he said something to the effect of, if you don't like that play, you don't like yourself. It's always stuck in the back of my mind.
Those two were absolute magic together.
Yes. Yeah. Trent was great.
Terry Porter is a very important three-point shooter. All right, this one's for sports video game junkies like Randy Shaver. What are you playing these days, Randy, for sports video games?
I wish I could tell you I have time to play right now. I'm swamped with some stuff that I'm working on. However, I understand the college football game is out. So I am hoping in the next couple of weeks to go grab that game.
Okay, that's exactly where we're going with this.
Yeah.
The new College Football 26 video game.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you know that I'm the biggest special teams fan in town. I love special teams.
Andrew DePaula.
Yeah, and the kicker and the punter and the holder. You know, take your diva wide receivers and throw them in the trash. Take your sensitive, self-absorbed quarterbacks, put them in the garbage. Special teams is where it's at. Toughness isn't exactly the first thing you think about, though, when you think of a punter. Okay, I get that. But EA Sports might owe the University of Kentucky punter, a kid named Aiden Laros, they might owe him an explanation. In the new College Football 26 video game, Laros was the only player out of 16,000 players in the video game. he was the only one to be given a toughness rating of 0.
Oh, my gosh.
Little bitch.
He's probably like, why did I sign my name on the contract to agree to this?
He must have gotten blocked last year or something, or, pancaked.
I don't know. It feels personal to me, Brad Ryder. And you're right. Like Ashley said, they're more or less calling him a bitch. So, this Laros, he's not a small kid. He's 6'2", like Josh, 218 pounds. He's a big guy. He's a big, strong guy. That doesn't necessarily make you tough, like Josh. But they make him come off like he's a complete sissy. So Laros is out to prove them wrong. This video isn't as funny as maybe you'd think it could be. But the University of Kentucky football team put out a video where they're running that gimmick. They call it the jugs machine. Those 2 wheels that spit a football at you, and then you, as a wide receiver, you practice catching it. In the video, this Laros punter, who was given a toughness rating of 0, he stands in front of the judge machine, or whatever you call it, while it fires footballs at him, and he takes him right in the chest.
You don't want no gloves, bro? Don't worry about it. Bro, what are you doing? 364 days till next year's college video game. Got to toughen up.
And the footballs hit him in the nipples, and he's English or something.
South African.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Happy Gilmore reference.
It is?
Yeah. Happy Gilmore says that exact line because he goes to a hitting machine.
You don't need to explain it. It's Happy Gilmore. No offense, Dana.
A week from today, Happy Gilmore too?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah, I'm so excited.
Me too.
Excited to see Happy Gilmore. What's the matter with you people? Jordan Addison, the Vikings wide receiver. What was going on here? He was going to go to trial on his DUI charge, but the case has been resolved through a plea arrangement. The rest of us would have went to jail, but...
Rashee Rice is going to go to jail for a while.
Yeah.
Who's he?
He's the receiver for Kansas City that got in that terrible car accident and then walked away from it. He's going to have to spend 30 days in jail sometime.
Did he kill
over the
somebody?
Next 5 years. No.
Oh.
People got hurt, though.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Addison still might get punished by the league, but I guess his DUI...
He will get suspended.
Yeah.
I think a couple of games, yeah.
There you go with that. They say he's completed some online classes. He's gone to a couple of Mothers Against Drunk Driving meetings and things like that.
The British Open. It's round 2.
No, we're
things are cooking.
We're not closing with the British Open. Is that where that fart came from?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's where the fart came from. Well, then I'm interested.
Things are cooking.
We should talk next week, and I'll send around a little group text this week, and we should talk about the 3M Open next week a little bit.
Why would we want to do that?
In the Twin Cities.
Because it's here in town. Twin Cities. It's the local PGA.
We're on the PGA Tour. We deserve to.
I don't know what any of that means.
And when is that? Next weekend?
Next week, yeah.
Sweet.
The Twin Cities is a stop on the PGA Tour. It's worth a conversation.
You guys go ahead. Yeah,
I went last year and it was so much fun.
Yes.
I absolutely loved being there.
Talk about it next week.
Yeah, Brad. Okay, yeah.
You should send him a reminder every day.
Yeah,
I will.
Yeah, Brad.
We'll get around to.
I know that tone of voice, and
yes, exactly.
After being married for as long as I have, and I know at that point in the conversation you need to let it go.
That's true. I shivered as well. Yeah.
Is that how the wife comes off now and again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Brad. Yes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yes isn't something you're used to hearing from her.
No, you're right. That's exactly right too.
Oh my God.
All right, there you go. Oh, I don't know. Maybe you want to see a new documentary on Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin. It's called Did We Win? You know the story. Dropped dead on a football field. They brought him back. He's got a documentary now. And he said the documentary made him cry about 90 times.
I bet.
Yeah. I'll bet it's good.
Some bitch dropped dead right there on the ball field, and they brought him back. Just like that golfer buddy of mine I was telling you about yesterday or the day before.
Crazy. I'll definitely give that a watch. Where's the documentary?
He
coming
seems
out
like
on?
a nice enough kid. I don't know where to watch it, but it's called Did We Win?
Okay.
I don't know where to watch it.
Yeah.
But it brings up, other athletes who have had scary, scary things, specifically dealing with the heart. I mean, my God, Hank Gathers and
some that didn't survive.
Yeah, some that didn't survive.
Len Bias. I can think of all these guys.
But Len Bias wasn't on the ball field.
No, it was
on the court. It
was on the court.
But think about guys like Chris Pronger. When he was playing in the NHL, he got hit in the chest by a slap shot, and it stopped his effing heart.
Yeah.
F me running. Scary stuff.
Caution, licensed music ahead. This part of the program has been edited.
All right, boys. Tuesday's gone?
It's another Happy Gilmore nod.
Tell me the connection between this song and Happy Gilmore.
It's in the soundtrack.
They play it the original movie?
Yeah.
It was on last night, by the way. Yeah.
We watched it over the weekend. It's been running a lot.
Oh, I got you. And it's only a couple weeks away. The sequel.
Week from today?
That's so exciting.
So you didn't like it at all, the first?
No, I didn't like it at all. I don't like Adam Sandler at all.
It's so exciting.
But I do want to go see the next Naked Gun.
That does look fun.
Or whatever they call it. The latest Naked Gun. I don't know. What do they call it?
I think it's called The Naked Gun.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't think I was going to be drawn to it, but now that I've seen a couple of ads, I just love that style of humor. I mean, Liam Neeson is very talented. There's no way he can.
He's not the same.
He's not Leslie Nielsen. Yeah. Fine. That's okay. I still think it could be doable. That first Naked Gun movie, oh my God. Oh my God. When he's hanging from the statue, don't get me involved in it because I'll just do it all day. You guys go out and have a wonderful weekend, and we'll wrap with you on Monday.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you, Randy Shaver. Thank you, Brad Ryder. We'll take a little breather. Make sure Ashley's okay. You feeling okay?
I'm hanging in there.
Now you feel better. We'll be back in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Assed Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show, thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
The United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
The United States have the lead.
The United States in full command.
To the back post, Settle, scores! Centering, doubling his tally.
Never miss a game.
Puts it across, into the middle, and there's the opening goal. 2 for the United States.
Never miss a moment.
Barreling in, cutting in, going for goal, deflected and in! Yeah!
The U.S. Soccer Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
The Half-Assed Morning Show.
Minnesota's 93X.
Yeah. So here's the deal. It's Friday. It's our final. It's an F-off day. We love you very much for listening. Oh, we do. At this point, just about everybody on planet Earth has heard about this Coldplay concert couple. Sadly, for the couple themselves, everyone knows about them. And the sad part is they certainly didn't want it to be that way. If you don't know what we're talking about, long story short, a couple went to a Coldplay concert. And some of you would say, well, that was their first mistake. Right?
Yeah.
They go to a Coldplay concert. They're embracing. The man is hugging the woman tightly from behind. He's kind of got his hand on her boob.
He did a little bit there.
Okay. Romantically, they're swaying back and forth to a love song. The Jumbotron big high-definition video screen shows them up there for everyone to see, and they both react as if what they were doing was very wrong. They dove out of sight of that camera as fast as they could. Even the singer of Coldplay says something along the lines of, oh, damn, they must be cheating. The bit goes wild.
All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
This just popped up, and I just have to tell you guys. The Tampa International Airport Twitter account tweeted, "Get your girl a plane ticket to see Coldplay or her boss will." It's so good.
The bit goes wild on social media. All the 8th graders and the fully grown folks involved have something to say about it, just lighting both of these folks up. I don't know what is true and what is just nonsense, but what I've heard is they work together. He's the boss. She's the HR lady. Whatever.
What it do, Jesus said, we all just witness a billionaire become a millionaire real quick.
Oh, that's a good point.
What was the single line?
Single line?
Or was it Ashley? Ashley or Dana?
Oh, I can't remember.
Coldplay hasn't released a single in years, but they put 2 out last night or something like that.
They sure did.
Yeah. And so, not that I care. I think it's a little ridiculous that these people are just being blasted sideways, backwards, and upside down, because I have seen something like this before. Why this has taken off as opposed to the others, I don't know. But it happened. It's too bad. I feel bad for them. Everyone on planet Earth shouldn't have something to say about your personal life, but with social media, that's how it is. I don't know the whole truth, though. Were they both married? Don't know. But they're being lit up.
I hope this is one of those internet stories that we have some fun with and it goes away. Like, I hope next week we're not talking about how the Coldplay couple have launched a podcast and have like a cryptocurrency going or something like that.
Well, then it would seem twisted. Then it would seem like a setup if they were benefiting off of it, right? Yeah, I hope this doesn't become the next. I can't say.
You know who?
Someone else say it.
That's the clip I tried to play, but I mapped it wrong.
Someone else go ahead and say, get it out of the way.
Talk to a girl.
Right.
Talk to it.
So, any new information on this disaster since we talked about it a couple, 3 hours ago?
Oh, nothing since then that I've seen.
Good.
I mean,
Good.
It seems like whether or not one or both are married keeps going back and forth.
Right.
One may be divorced, one might still be married. They still have said the relationship's the same, meaning that he's the CEO, she's the HR person.
Right.
There was a statement issued by the company, which turned out wasn't real. A statement issued by him, which turned out wasn't real. So it kind of, like you set it up with. It's tough to know what's going on. But if you watch their reaction, they definitely were trying to hide something.
Right.
And his especially is hilarious.
And I've seen people saying things about how they feel bad for their significant others if they have some. I don't feel bad for them. Do you know why? Because I got cheated on by a girl who was at a Fish concert. Oh!
Yeah, I was going to text you about that yesterday and ask you if this was bringing up any feelings for you.
So much worse than a Coldplay concert. A Fish concert.
Fish concert.
Yes.
Yeah. Your girlfriend went to a Fish concert.
Yes.
And she cheated on you there.
Yes.
Well, so the difference is you didn't have to shut your social media down like their family did because of all the crap they were getting.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Oh, God. I mean, it's so out of control. Everyone's going after their family members. Total disaster. So that's a great story, though, Dana.
Yeah.
She had sex at the Fish?
It was a fish. It was a fish festival.
Did she have sex there?
I believe so. Yeah. I didn't ask for all the full details.
In a tent.
Yeah. In a tent. Some dirty dude.
The Coldplay couple is up on our website.
Yes.
If you somehow haven't seen it by now.
Yeah. What a mess. There are much less devastating ways to embarrass yourself. And the internet has been talking. For example, much less devastating ways to embarrass yourself. Oh, by the way, people have texted in and said social media wouldn't have reacted this way if the two of them would have had a better reaction when they were caught on the job. Well, that's obvious, yes, of course. If they just would have continued swaying back and forth with smiles on their faces, their families surely would have said, hey, what are you doing? But the rest of us, complete strangers on social media, wouldn't have had a thing to say about it. Yes, that's obvious. Okay, here are some less dramatic, life-changing ways to embarrass yourself. Here's a lady, I'd be clueless on this too. Here's a lady who says her husband told her, hey, I was given a couple of bath bombs by my coworker. But the husband says, I tried one, I put it in the bath with me, it just kind of dissolved and didn't do jack squat. So he gives his wife the other bath bomb and says, maybe I didn't know what I was doing. You try it. His wife gets in the bathtub with the bath bomb and realized it was a cookie.
No.
I would have no idea. Well, first off, I'm a big fan of sweets. I think I can identify any cookie. I would like to believe I can identify just because I'm so drawn to sweets. But I've never seen a bath bomb in my life. I don't know.
What was that thing when we had that party at my house? Ashley, what was that thing I gave you, the hot chocolate thing? What's that? That's like something bomb, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a hot chocolate bomb.
Okay.
Yep.
Because they look like bath bombs to me.
Yeah, I've seen videos of people like throwing them in their bath just for laughs and giggles. It's so gross.
This friggin' donkey got naked, filled up a bathtub with hot water and soap, sat his ass and dropped a cookie into the damn thing and said, well, that wasn't much of a bath bomb.
Oh, this smells delicious.
That's awesome.
And he lost a good cookie out of the deal, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Much less embarrassing, much less devastating ways to embarrass yourself. Here's a dude. When he was in 6th grade, his friends used to call him Dildo. We had a kid in my school we called Dildo also. But it didn't take till junior high because his last name was similar to Dildo. We called him that. He actually kind of embraced it, had fun with it. Anyway, here's a guy who says, when I was in 6th grade, my friends used to call me Dildo. I hated it. I'd get so pissed. But I didn't know what dildo meant. In my mind, I thought it meant a penis. Well, he was close.
Yeah.
But yet, so far. So, I didn't realize my error, he says, until one fateful day. My friends once again decided to up and start calling me Dildo during Phi Ed class. In my anger, I shouted at them, yeah? Well, at least I have one.
I still kind of like that.
That comeback went nowhere, he said. I'm 30 years old, and to this very day, anytime I see one of those old friends, they inevitably bring me back to the fact that in 6th grade, I shouted out and told everyone that I had a dildo.
That really sucks because I picture him kind of turning around thinking, I got those jerks.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't expecting something like that from me, were they?
Now what? Now what you got to say? At least I have one.
Thank God we put that to rest. I'm never going to be made fun of again.
Some guy leans over to his buddy. Did he just admit he has a dildo?
Yeah, he did. He shouted it. Yeah, he shouted it.
And he seemed very proud about it.
All right, this sounds like something. A mistake you might make, Josh, because it's very Josh. Because this individual meant well and just meant. I'll explain. A lady says, no, this is a man. This is a man. I heard secondhand that my friend's wife was obsessed with bats. Bats, the flying rats, right? The flying critters. I heard my friend's wife was obsessed with bats, like really loved bats. For years, I sent her cute, funny bat content.
Oh, that's nice of you. Wonderful.
She always responded with just a little heart emoji or an OMG or whatever. Today I learned that it was a different friend's wife who loved bats. The confusion.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great, because if that happened to me, I would go to my husband and be like, so-and-so sends me a lot of bat videos. Do you know what's up with that? I mean, it's cute, but do you know what's up with that?
I don't know why this popped into my head, but it kind of reminds me, I was introduced to a guy, and I was given the wrong name. And the guy was so polite, he never corrected the person that introduced us. So I called him the wrong name for over 3 months. Like, we started to kind of become friends, and we talk and text, and finally he told me his name, and I was embarrassed, like I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Nobody once corrected me. It was wrong from the get-go. So I don't know. Now I just have to call him that.
Yeah, what the heck?
That's his name now.
I was introduced to him that way.
Mm-hmm. There are much less devastating ways to embarrass yourself. You don't have to be the Coldplay concert couple and have it ruin your life, your everything. Much less devastating ways to embarrass yourself. I really like this one. See if I can put this together and deliver it properly. This is a young lady. I asked Siri one day, I said, Siri, will a certain boy ever text me? Dear Siri, or however you say it. I've never done this before in my life. Will Donnie ever text me? Siri sent Donnie a text asking him, will you ever text this girl? Are you following that?
My God. Nightmare situation.
Right. Did I say that right, Josh? Is that how it...
Yep.
And the gal said, my funeral will be held at 8 p.m. this Thursday.
Yeah, I would block them immediately. Throw my phone in a river. Get a new number. Everything.
Roastmaster Jesus had someone call him the wrong name for almost 15 years and didn't correct them until their kids graduated from high school.
That is... Oh, my gosh. I correct somebody right away.
That's great.
93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
You gotta be kidding me. Who greenlit this garbage?
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yes, as we approach the bitter end to this work week, we're out of here till Monday in a few minutes. In a few minutes, we will be leaving. Before we go, we've been rapping about, there are much less devastating ways to embarrass yourself than the Coldplay concert couple that everyone's talking about. Like, say, wow, this is good. Like, say, our listener here who texted in, he says, I have no social media presence, nor do I watch the news. Josh's news segment is all I know of the outside world. The last couple of months, I keep overhearing conversations and seeing bits of news headlines about people hating ice and not wanting it in their neighborhood. I was so confused. It's summer. Who doesn't want ice? It's hot out there. I asked my wife about this, and she had to explain what I was missing. That is awesome, and you are awesome.
Yeah, that's incredible that you're that disconnected. I'm jealous.
That's awesome. Yeah, I agree.
What's the problem with ice? It's hot.
He's out there like, I love ice.
Right.
Is there a lack of ice or something?
It's very funny. When we were talking embarrassing moments a few minutes ago, we talked about the dude who thought he was dunking a bath bomb into the bathtub with him while he sat there naked. It was not a bath bomb. It was a cookie. And it disintegrated, and he thought, well, what the hell? These bath bombs are really a ripoff. It wasn't a bath bomb. It was a cookie. Tree Dog Jesus texted in to say once he got a baseball-shaped item at an event. I figured it was a cookie or a snack. I took a bite. It was a candle.
Oh.
Gross. Oh, that's got to be bad on the teeth. I don't like that.
Do you just finish it out of sheer pride?
No, this is good.
Very stubborn.
Well, with bath bombs, I was an idiot too when they first became a thing. I didn't know what they were. I kept seeing referenced in text or on social media. I thought it was like an Urban Dictionary thing. A bath bomb was you fart in the bathtub.
Oh yeah, right.
So, but then one day at work, like this girl, it's just to the whole group in the meeting. She goes, "I just can't wait to get home, pour a glass of wine, get in the tub, and have a nice bath bomb." And I thought she was just told the entire meeting that she intended to go home.
This chick's cool.
Drink wine and fart in the tub. Wasn't those explained it to me?
Farting in bathtubs, laughing your ass off.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, it's bubbles. Okay, got it.
There was an individual earlier who told an embarrassing story. Talk about how when they were in grade school, unfortunately, their friends gave him the nickname of Dildo. He didn't like this nickname, but he wasn't sure what dildo meant in the first place. He was just a grade school kid. He thought it meant penis. So one day his friends take up again calling him Dildo in front of everybody, and he said, "Well, at least I have one." It didn't work. It didn't work. Speaking of nicknames, I hope this individual doesn't mind me reading this, but they texted in to say, "My last name is Shirk. My nickname in school was Sherkle-Jerk."
See, I'm glad they went the extra mile with that.
God, that's good.
That is good. I think I'd be okay with that if that was my last name.
That's good. Hey, he won an award. It says here, I won best nickname in my senior yearbook.
That is a great
No
nickname.
way. Your school is so cool for that.
Sherkle-Jerk. You know, I was disappointed in myself. How long ago did you join the program, Dana?
4 years ago, 4.5 years.
And right away, somebody started calling you Danel.
Yeah.
Well, one of my best friends, Dane. One of my best friends since we're 12. And it wasn't until that moment when someone started calling you Danel that I realized, my God, I could have been dumping that nickname on my buddy for the last 40 years.
Isn't that frustrating?
I was very upset with myself. I should have been calling him Danel when we were kids when it would still be funny.
Well, you know what? You can't put that all on your shoulders. A lot of people let you down.
He did have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
And someone else could have come up with it.
Right.
You're right.
I mean, that's not all on you.
I did take it out on myself. Sherkle-Jerk. Well done.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Very well done.
Was that a known thing when we were growing up? I'm
Only because of the band.
Oh, okay. So, yes, it was.
I remember being about a 6th or 7th grade kid, and somebody walked into school wearing their Circle-Jerks T-shirt, because in the early 80s there was a brief but powerful punk movement. Mm-hmm. The Circle-Jerks, Agent Orange. Who am I missing, Josh?
Fugazi.
Well, early 80s.
Fugazi wasn't early 80s?
I have no idea. I just thought they sounded more modern. But anyway, so, all these, Wyzetta kids were trying to look punk, and they'd wear the Misfits T-shirts. And anyway, I eventually asked somebody, what's the origin of the name? And when they told me, my God, I was horrified. The origin of the name, the Circle-Jerks, I was horrified by that. So, yes, only because of the band did I
forgot about those guys.
If the Circle-Jerks hadn't come around until I was in high school, I probably wouldn't have been aware of what that meant. But they and I know I said came around. Go Fugazi. When did they become a thing?
It was mid to late 80s.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't think they were.
My friend's sister was obsessed with Fugazi.
I remember the name, but I couldn't tell you what they were. Punk?
Yeah. Was there like Repeater? Was that their big song?
Oh God, I don't know.
1, 2, 3, Repeater.
I just don't know. I don't remember anything about it.
She was in all that stuff.
We've given enough.
Are you asking what more someone may want?
What the F more do you want for free? I just saw Ashley back away from the microphone and massage her belly, I think that means it's time to go.
It's time to go home.
She gave her belly. She like like your uncle does after Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, for Christ's sake! She just backed away from the microphone and kind of just grabbed her pregnant belly. She wants to go.
Yeah, she's out of here. She's out of here.
Let's cut it loose, Cubby.
Chaos coordinator Sheezus texts the Luther Bloomington Kia text line with a shout out to her oldest son. Scored grand champion with his bride rooster, best in show and first place.
Awesome.
Her youngest at her first show took second with both her roosters. Shout out to 9 minus 10-inch wiener Jesus, streaming with his brother and sister-in-law from New York City. Let's see. Shout out to Bildo. I don't miss working with you, butt lord. That's from Runs in the Dark, Jesus.
Come on, see? I had buddies when I was a kid named Bill, and I never thought to call them Bildo.
Oh, we had a Bildo.
God.
Yeah, we had a Bildo. You know what? The thing about Bildo is I think he gave himself the name, or someone did well before we knew him, because he would introduce himself as Bildo.
He just accepted it?
Is that right?
Yeah, he was Bildo. Shout out to Electrician Jesus on his 2-week vacation. This text says, happy 3rd birthday Sunday. The best bud a dad could ever ask for. And to you, thank you for joining us and have a super rad weekend.
Hey, podcast pals. It's Dana from the Half-Ass Morning Show. As always, we appreciate you checking on the podcast, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. The July heat means it's officially swass and crotch soup season. Gross! It also means our AC units are being put to the test. I recently went through an issue myself, and I was so happy to have my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning in my corner. They gave me real options, didn't make me feel like a dummy for not knowing a single thing about HVAC systems, and let me choose what worked best for my home and my budget. No pressure, just comfort my way. Enjoy the show, thanks for listening, and stay cool this summer with Standard.